Vegeta, what does the scouter say about their subscriber count?
It's 9,010.
Wait, so you mean?
Yes, Nappa. It's over.
It's over?
It's over 8,000!
What Wait, what?
There is a story so strange in its implications that it defies ordinary classification.
I don't care if you've been up watching the mega leader get impeached all night.
Yeah.
If you like what you see, and smash that like button. I'm your host, along with my other co-host, Stitch. Spinning on the ones and twos, the boy Kronos.
Moral of the story, stay in the fucking car, Morty.
Oh, damn.
Running the other technical stuff, the boy Blue.
No longer blue, only azul.
Oh, shit.
So we put out a fucking Lucha Libre mask.
Oh, God.
And I don't know how you're gonna follow that one up with all ninja.
Oh, my goodness. Sometimes, like, you gotta force choke a bitch. That's all.
Okay, well, we have 4 of us here today. We are just missing the Oathbreaker.
He can't stand the public shame of being Facebook's Zuck.
I heard him and your boy Joaquin were still hiding after that embarrassing Saints loss. I know you're listening right now. You scared. You're in hiding for a week.
Oh, wow.
Calling you out. But anyways,
Yeah.
he's missing. So
He's in Facebook jail. He
That
doesn't
is
want to
true.
face public shame.
yeah, his PO got him on house arrest, so he can't
He's on
leave.
shame. He got shamed.
Yes. So let's start with our basic rotation. Who done died? No, actually, no. I'm sorry. We got to go listener of the week.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
I can't pull it up right now for some reason.
Okay. Well, we will just call hot route
first in chat.
first in the chat.
Is everybody in the chat?
No, good question.
Are we gonna go to the third option? We gonna go to
we
spit to
got-
death?
Oh, here we go. Hold on. I'm pulling it up now. Hold on. Here we go.
Let's go back to the dead.
Sorry, I had to reboot my laptop because shit was not working. Audacity was like, fuck you.
That's all.
But it's working now. All right, listener of the week would be my boy Aiden once again. Thank you very much.
What's up, Aiden? Thank you for your appreciation.
He'll probably be in the chat here soon. So, yeah, sorry we are late.
It is all good.
At technical
Technical
difficulties.
difficulties.
Yeah.
So, I mean, before we get into our RIPs, like Blue put on, if you're watching live now, he's wearing a Lucha Libre mask, which he put on because he hid from us in his jacket, a Lucha Libre mask. So he's
Yes.
looks like he's going to, because he tied the back of it. So
I'm gonna try to wear it for the whole show.
oh my goodness.
So anybody who jumps on like, who the fuck is that in the chair with the mask on?
Alternate personality.
It's El Negro!
Negro Azul.
I think blue is lube band, is what I think.
Oh, damn.
How do you say super drunk blue? Something azul, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how to say drunk in
Baracho.
Spanish.
It's Baracho.
Baracho?
Yeah.
Super Baracho Azul?
Yeah, I actually got this mask. So last week I was out of not here at the podcast because I was in Mexico City, and we actually went to an actual Lucha Libre fighting match, and it was fucking dope. It was so much better than what you see in WWE, to be honest.
Except for the child trafficking ring.
Child trafficking.
Just that too. But the rules are actually a lot different than the WWE here. Like they fight in teams of 3 and they fight 3 rounds. So like after they win 1, pretty much have to get back to the ring and do it all over again. So it's funny because like the guys will be hurt and injured outside of the ring, but then they have to get back in. But like either you have to get all 3 people out or you have to get the captain out. So if you can tag out or if you can like count out the captain, then the team automatically loses. But if you can slowly knock out the team members before knocking out the captain, yeah, you can win that way as well.
Now, is this like an organized event, or is it just sort of like a kind of like a block party and we just set up a ring and?
No, they had you had to buy tickets. There was an arena, and
Okay.
like the arena I went to could seat like 10,000 people. Nah, not 10,000. I think it was like 5,000. It wasn't really that big, but it was still pretty fucking cool to see.
Nice.
And we had to see women lucha libres fight, and there's like a lot of fucking cool rules with it. So like, you know how like when like people can race for pinks, like for pink slips.
So the rest of they do.
Yeah, they'll race for they'll fight for the mask. So if you lose your fight, you lose your mask. You have to like take off your mask and show the whole world your identity, because like a lot of lucha libres wear masks, so like you don't know who they are.
Right.
Which adds to the secret of them. But like And if you were to put back on a mask, like say if you went to go get a different mask to put on, you'd be like blackballed or whatever. Basically, it's fucking crazy, dude. It was really cool to see, and a lot of drinking. And oh, dude, the fucking beer at the thing was so fucking cheap. So I was paying like $4 for like 2 bottles of beer.
Was it Piss Warm Chongo?
No, it was. Wait, what?
Yeah, no, you never watched fucking From Dusk Till Dawn?
No, I haven't seen it in the longest time.
Oh, it's long.
I kind of remember that.
Chongo.
I can't remember the name, but I remember the.
But yeah, it was basically 2 bottles of beer in a big ass fucking cup for like $4.
Yeah, I mean, everything's cheap. If you have U.S. money, it goes a long way in Mexico.
Yeah, I think when we did the exchange, it was
especially when you get kidnapped.
16 pesos to $1.
It's like he slips a kidney. It's all right. Yeah, I like going to places where it's cheap. That's why I want to go to Thailand because like baht is still, the exchange rate for baht is still insanely lucrative if you're American. So
Nice.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm trying to get K-Mac to go, but she doesn't want to go to anywhere. And but then I showed her the prices, and she was like, "Oh,
Yeah. It explains why a lot of rich white guys go to Thailand so they can pay for their little prostitute boys.
and the lady boys."
No, the prostitute boys, like young children that are prostituted. You never seen Born Into Brothels? Documentary?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I know what happens, but it's just like that's gross.
Yeah, it is gross.
I mean, it's here in America too, which is also gross.
Yeah.
So who died?
So
Part of my soul, apparently.
I'll tell some more Mexico stories later.
So we
Get on with the show.
we pour out some King Cobra this week for Jack Burns. He's a child actor. He was 14. Died about a week ago. He's in TV shows called In Plain Sight and Retribution. He died on the first, Sunday the 1st. And then we got...
Did it say how?
No, not as of yet. I think they're doing autopsy at the moment.
Okay.
Next up, we have old school dude, like old monster, Dani Aiello. He's most famous. Most people remember him from Do the Right Thing. He's a pizza shop owner. He's the one.
Is that the one that they threw the chair through the windshield? Mm-hmm. I mean, through the storefront.
Yeah.
He's the one that jumped on the boombox, right?
He's the one.
so.
He's the one where they're yelling when Giancarlo's character is yelling at him. Why do you have all these white guys on the wall?
Okay.
He's the guy that owns that shop. He's all, these are Italian people. These are my people. He's all, you should have someone black up in there.
Was he also in what's the movie?
I think he's in
Dumb and Dumber.
I don't.
Did he play like the guy?
That's not him.
Okay.
He's usually in mobster movies, so he's usually he was in Clockers, I think, for a quick second. Yeah, he was I believe 80 something, 79, 80. Oh, here we go. Yeah, he was in this with he's in Leon for a quick second. Oh shit, I know he's in Leon. But yeah, he's usually in a lot of Italian mobster style movies. Old school guy. He was, I believe, he was 86. There we go. I had it. And then we have Jesus Melgoza. Most people don't know that name because he goes by Chewy. He was Chelsea Handler's sidekick.
Oh yeah, the little guy.
Little guy, yeah. He was a little person who was on Chelsea Handler's show. He was like her little sidekick, as she called him. He talked a lot of shit. He was usually drunk on the show, but he died in Mexico City. Died 2 days ago.
Oh shit.
And then...
Is that why? Where were you?
Damn.
Wearing that mask.
And then...
Wasn't me.
Is this you on here, Blue? Did you add this one?
Yeah, this one's a sad story. If you're not familiar with this person, Cosmo passed away. If you know who Cosmo is, he's the dog from
Fuller House.
From Fuller House. He died at the sad age of 4.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What the fuck?
The original was Comet.
Yeah, original.
Okay,
I was going to say, it could have been the original because
I know, it's been dead.
oldest dog ever.
No, I don't know. Funny.
Yeah, that dog wasn't even that old.
Yeah, I guess he died from surgery complication. I think he had I think he had cancer.
Was Cosmo relative of Comet or no?
No.
Just two random.
Yeah, just randomly.
dogs.
Yeah, two different golden retrievers. But yeah, we lost him too. And the cast of Fuller House has been sad about it, so.
Except for Aunt Becky, because she's got her own problems.
Yeah. She got 99 problems.
Can't worry about this dog.
Yeah. Still watching because Stephanie's on the show still. So
God damn.
Yeah.
Titty me?
Yeah. Even, I mean, she's pretty. Just beyond her titties. I mean, like probably she's the best looking one.
I mean, titty me?
Yeah.
What's funny because when she was a kid, she was like not that pretty.
Yeah, she was
average
kid.
looking.
She was.
Yeah.
She hadn't
Well, we all were kids too when
developed.
that came out.
Puberty's a motherfucker.
Yeah. They were going on Twitter. They were sort of I guess going nostalgia episodes about what's it called? Family Matters.
Oh yeah.
Do you think Family Matters was a better show than Full House?
Oh, I think they're made by the same people.
Yeah,
I mean, it was on the same TGIF lineup.
Yeah, but I think like behind the scenes, same people.
Actually, I'm gonna say yes because like seeing like Steve Urkel as like a nerdy black kid, like that was amazing to me because I was a nerdy black kid. And then when he went to Stefan Urkel, like that shit was great.
And when the Bruce Lee one they did too was fucking great too.
Yes.
Ooh, so
But eventually, Family Matters just became the Steve Urkel show.
Well, they had a lot of like more they handled some like real issues on some of the episodes that would happen. Like I think it was the kid's name was Eddie was the son. Something that happened with like racial profiling, which was sort of ironic because it was his dad was a cop and everything.
I remember that.
I remember there was a scene with that. There was some issues going along with race, but I don't ever remember Full House having like real like episodes like that where they tackled real issues.
There were some. They just weren't obviously African American issues. There were some with like. I remember there was this bad girl. She's actually on the show now too. She has a cameo with her.
Oh yeah, I think she smoked cigarettes with drugs or something like that.
Which isn't a big deal for most people. But, what was that show? Remember the trash man?
Oh, Rock?
Yeah, Rock. I was watching like a
what?
A rerun, not a rerun, but you know The Rock?
They did like a couple episodes like live.
Big. Yeah, that's how I was gonna get to that. But I was watching like an old clip of like when the drug dealer moved next door and he was trying to sell drugs, and he had a conversation with Rock, and then he said he was basically gonna fuck up his whole family, and Rock just picked him up by his neck. I was just like, damn.
Rock was no joke.
Yeah, Rock was
he's in Aliens 3.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, they used to do like live shows, a live sitcom show on TV, which like nobody did. Nobody still doesn't do.
No, well, every now and then they'll do like a live event, like The Little Mermaid. That was live, I guess, and like one of the other ones from last year, like the Nutcracker or some bullshit.
That's different though. That's what you're doing the same thing over and over again.
Not like a sitcom where it's like, all right, you got your rehearsed sort of line, one episode.
It was like it's doing a stage play for them. It was like being on stage, but
a stage play, a different stage play every single week. That's what's difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone else has done it since.
Damn, I forgot about this show.
So Steve Urkel's girlfriend, she's now on The Flash.
What? She's dead.
No, the other.
Myra.
Like another one. Yeah, Vonda Mahoney.
Oh, I don't remember that. Like one of the later episodes.
Yeah, it was one of the later
seasons.
But
She plays Joe's girlfriend, right?
Yeah, she's Joe's wife now. Yeah, she's baby mom. Are they married?
I don't think they're married.
I think they're married, but she's on the show.
Then they replaced Didn't they replace the mom? Made her light skin.
No, that was
Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
I thought they replaced her as well.
Nah, it was just they had the sister, like they had the sister come on the show, but then she kind of disappeared. Harriet's sister, who had the little boy Richie.
Okay.
But yeah,
and then the one daughter just disappeared, man.
Yeah.
Just went upstairs, never came back down.
Came back down.
They did that shit with Boy Meets World too. Remember that shit?
Oh yeah, he had a little sister.
Yeah, but she came back down like years later.
Yeah. They're like, where are you?
Funny. He's like, I was something about being in timeout or something like that. I was like, damn.
Oh shit.
Oh, this is now the nostalgia show.
Man. So
should we talk about the big news that just dropped?
Yeah, so I was gonna, I guess, lead into for those that are listening to it now. We record on Wednesday, so this news just dropped and it's been all over the wire and CNN and everything. But Mr. Trump was impeached by the House of the House of Representatives. Yeah. So essentially, for dirty stew out there that doesn't understand maybe how our crazy government works, essentially he was formally charged with a crime.
Abuse of power.
Abuse of power and then obstruction of Congress.
Yeah. So a lot of people think impeach means that he's removed from office, but it doesn't work like that.
They give him a box and like clean your desk, Mr. President.
Yeah, the key card don't work. So
the red button's inactivated.
Yeah. So it was voted, and it passed with a wide sweeping margin. So the next step.
Well, it's a wide sweeping margin, but let's be real. It was just the Democrats control the House, so it passed by. They needed 216 votes. They got like 230 something. Basically, the vast majority of Democrats voted to impeach him.
All but two,
and then Tulsi Gabbard, she just put president because she didn't really care.
Fucking weird.
Well, because they're doing this shit at the worst fucking time for like the presidential, Democratic candidate. Like, this is sucking up all the oxygen for the news for anything that has to do with anything political, and they're fucking over every single Democratic candidate by doing this shit right now. Wow. And then for them to keep pushing it, it's just like, first, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think what he did was fucked up, and I think that, you know, he should be out of office, but it's like they're pushing it so hard, but like right now it's not going to go anywhere. Because, yeah, he's impeached by the House, but it still has to go to the fucking Senate. And the Senate is controlled by the Republicans.
Right. When you say nothing's going to get done, yeah, I don't expect him to be removed from office. I would like to know all the facts behind the situation, and at least I don't understand the rules if he's required to testify in front of the Senate, and if there's some sort of like rules of like perjury, where he has to tell the truth or something like that. So I don't know how that whole legal aspect works.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. He doesn't need to testify.
Right.
He doesn't, because he can just plead the fifth. So it's kind of silly. And so it's just going to get to the Senate, and they need 67 votes. That's 2/3 majority in the Senate. But the Senate has over 50 fucking Republicans, and there's only like 40-something Democrats. So it's like, I don't really see how they're touting like, oh, this is so great, he's going to get impeached. Yeah, he's impeached by the House, but he's not like impeached yet. Like, it has to pass both the House and the Senate. So
I'm more concerned about knowing what happened and having those facts revealed than actually
those facts are out there.
It just to be laid out there and then see how these people that are in charge, how they respond to it. If they're just going to put their fingers in their ears and just like hum and pretend like they're ignoring it, which they are doing.
Yeah, no, I mean, they already did. Like, if you watch any of the stuff with when it went through the House, they explained every single, like, both charges, and like explained exactly why he did it. They had fucking witnesses that were, you know, listening to the guy's phone calls with Ukraine and all that shit. And then like there's multiple occasions where he's obstructed Congress from getting facts from people. He's had people like not take the stand. Right. You know, that, I mean, it's out there. You just have to go through a whole bunch of like boring testimonies and shit.
Yeah. Well, apparently it's compiled into 658 pages of like testimony and reports, receipts, pretty much. Yeah. And I'm like, God dang, that's a lot to read through.
I mean, I watched some of it, like when not the colonel guy, but there was like an army guy that came on.
Oh yeah, I saw part of his.
Yeah, and like part of it, you also can't have the actual whistleblower on there, which is what the Republicans are trying to do.
Well, yeah, it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, like you can't demand a whistleblower being on there. That defeats the purpose of being a fucking whistleblower. So, I mean, I want him out of office, but you know, at the end of the day, this is. What happened today is kind of worthless because but right now just the word impeachment is just a word. He doesn't need to leave office at all.
Yeah, he can.
I would have a lot of respect for the Republican Party if they put somebody up again. Just we're like, no, we can't back this dude. I mean, I would be happy with that because I mean, I consider myself independent. I'll vote for the best person who is up for election. So I don't just vote Democratic or just vote Republican, but he's been a fucking complete clown show since he's started running, like in every way, shape, and form. It's just like it's embarrassing for us as a country. So it's like even if he does, I would just rather have him not in the picture because it makes a mockery to me of our whole government process.
I agree with that, but you know, like what you just said is kind of important too, because you know, a minute ago you said that you know you don't understand why Tulsi Gabbard would just vote president, but at the same time it's like what you just said. It's like you don't need to just toe a party line, and neither does she. You know, she doesn't have to just she doesn't have to vote that way. She doesn't really believe in it because she knows the same things that I do. Like, yeah, you can vote on it now with the House, but with the Senate, you're not gonna get through. So what the fuck is the point? There's literally no point.
Well, I don't understand the point in not saying yes, you vote to impeach or no, not. I don't understand why. Like,
she's just saying present because she was there. I mean, she was just there. I mean, she's part of the Senate, so she needs to be there. But
isn't your job to vote on shit?
Yeah, you can vote. You can vote just present. You don't have to vote yes or no on everything. Like if she doesn't believe that it's gonna go anywhere, like why vote yes or no? So I understand like why she did it.
I don't understand that logic. Why? That's like, why would I vote in California if I don't believe that it's a blue state? So what does my vote matter? It's not going to go anywhere.
No, it's her job to like be there. You know what I mean? And it's taking time out of her what do you call it? I mean, she's running for president, and she has to take time out of her campaign trail to go and vote on some shit that she's like, this isn't going to go anywhere. So I can, like, it would honestly really piss me off if I was a Democrat, if I was in the Senate and I was running for president and I had to go through all this fucking stupid bullshit to try to get this guy out of office. I would much rather get the guy out of office through votes than trying to impeach the guy. Unless he did something that was like kill the guy or something that was like really fucking egregious. Like, I don't really give a shit.
But what they're accusing him of doing is cheating the whole election process.
Yeah, sure.
So why would they, in theory, let him even get to another election if there's already high suspicion and evidence that state that he possibly cheated and elicited foreign governments to rig or balance the scales in the first election? Why let him get to the next one?
Yeah, this is the main problem, though, is because even though he asked for it, it never happened. That's the problem. So it's like, he asked for a crime to be committed, but nobody did anything. So it's like, if a crime actually wasn't committed, then still, what's the fucking? So I think
conspiracy.
Yeah, it is. But at the same time, it's a way less of a big deal.
But if I conspire to kill my wife, but I don't go through with it, I still need to go to jail.
That's still breaking the law. And that's what
I shouldn't be allowed to go back to my house.
I totally agree, but I think that people are putting way too much stock in this, when it's just like, okay, the guy did something, but nothing actually happened.
I think
you know what I mean?
I think it's actually more important to realize that no one is above the law. And,
I think that's important. And that's a good point.
I think that's a very important point, that even though nothing may have been crossed, the fact that he asked for this, it's like paying for a hitman that doesn't complete the hit.
Yeah.
You still did it. You still had the intent to get it done, but you broke the law no matter what. And I think that he needs to realize that, because I think he didn't think that it was a big deal or that he would never get caught.
All that being said, it doesn't fucking matter.
For the moment.
No, it's not even just for the moment. I can almost guarantee, we can make bets if you want.
No,
it's not going to go through the Senate.
The Senate? Oh, yeah. But I think another point that Stitch is trying to make is he going to be ineligible to run for 2020?
I mean, that's up to the Republican Party.
No.
Yeah.
Like, they're towing the party line. I mean, honestly, I wish some of them would have the balls to go against him, because I mean, he shit on the Republican Party, like, guys, before just shit all over them. Now they're literally sucking the guy's dick, and I'm like, why? This guy's a piece of shit.
It was pretty funny, like, because his biggest proponents, or not proponents, his biggest opposition was like, when he would beat them, and they're like, well, I don't know if I'm going to support him yet, because he totally trashed me.
Yeah, it's like, they're cowards. You know what I mean? They're straight up cowards. If people, the same people that I call cowards are the same kind of people that are telling people in America, just vote Democrat no matter what. Just vote blue. Just to get the guy out. Just vote blue. It's like, that's the same kind of
vote for me. That sounds good.
It's the same kind of... No, it's the same kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? Just vote for this one party just because. And it's like, no. Like, you should vote for somebody you believe in. Don't just fucking toe a party line. You know what I mean? Like, do it for some fucking purpose. Have some fucking integrity. And I think Republicans need to do that. They need to stand up for fucking America and be like, listen, this guy did some shit that I don't agree with, so go against him. But until I see that happening, which so far no Republican is going against him, I don't see the point in these proceedings. I really don't.
That's why I personally think it's a big deal, because you're trying to cheat democracy.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's essentially what our fucking foundation of our country is idealistically premised upon, and everything. And I mean, if you cheated it, or if you even though you weren't successful, if you tried to pull some heist and it didn't work on the whole, I mean, I don't want to get all fucking grand scale on it or whatever, but it borderlines on treason.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
But I would not have went forward with this shit until I knew I had some Republicans on board. You know what I mean? Like, especially in the fucking Senate, because the House, that's a done deal. That's easy, because they fucking own the House. But on the Senate side, like, if you don't have support on the Senate side to impeach this dude,
they're scared of him.
What the fuck is the point?
But then it's like, all right, do you just let this go unpunished?
What's going to happen?
That's what's going to happen. It's going to go unpunished.
I mean, it's a huge fucking blemish on his fucking.
He doesn't care about that shit.
Well, he doesn't care.
He's gonna stay the president.
But Clinton stayed president. So did Johnson.
Well, no, because you don't need, even if you're actually impeached, like by both, you don't need to step down.
Correct.
You should, like Nixon did. He did the quote unquote honorable thing and he stepped down. And Clinton was at the end of his presidency, so it didn't really matter anyway.
Right.
But there was no point to have a transition. But in this case, like, listen, if you just want to pay lip service, just say I impeached the guy. It's like you just disrupted, our democracy for what? Just a stamp on there that we did this, but did it remove him from power?
I think it's in terms of him, we all know he's a fucking crazy egomaniac and everything, and that's something that he cannot deny or say fake news or be like, oh, this is just people.
He will.
But it doesn't matter if he says it or not or whatever. It's not opinion, it's fact. He was impeached. Well, and I think that, he can grandstand. We watched that video earlier. He can stand in front of his echo chamber of fucking Rorschach.
If you're still in power though, and you still have the same amount of shit you had before, if you had all the same power, why does it matter? It's like labeling a pedophile, but leaving him in a room full of kids.
It's
what's the point of that?
I think it's a legacy thing.
It's not, his legacy doesn't fucking matter. He doesn't give a shit about his legacy. Neither does most of his supporters.
Well,
he doesn't give a shit. He's just gonna shit on. You saw what he did live on TV. He mocked them.
Yeah, he did.
He just mocked the Democrats. He didn't give a single fuck. He mocked the main guy Schiff about being fucking boring looking and deadpan lies and shit like that. His dead eyes. Yeah. He doesn't give a fuck.
And he mocked John McCain. He joked about fucking his own daughter.
He can't. It's something he can't just shoo off. Yeah, nothing will happen to him because of. No, well, I don't want to say nothing will happen, but he won't get removed because of this. But egomaniacs like their fucking legacy, and when you're done with your presidency, that's all you fucking have.
You're thinking about this all wrong. You're thinking about his legacy in a way that is irrational to him. To him, the Democrats impeached him. The Republicans didn't. America didn't. So he doesn't give a fuck. In his speech that he gave,
he can say that. Hitler thought he was doing the right thing, but we all know Hitler was a fucking. But it's what he was.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying though. Listen, like the words that he said after he learned that he got impeached. First thing he said out of his mouth was, "Not a single Republican voted against me," and then he said, 3 Democrats are with me because 3 of them voted no.
He's a narcissist.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Like his mindset of like his legacy about getting impeached, it doesn't matter to him. That's not even a fucking blip on his radar. He's still a president. Nobody on his party voted against him. To him, that's end of story. Case is closed.
I think it shows better for America that that it's going to be on his record, even if Lex Luger,
that is basically
President Luthor, thinks that fucking nothing happened or whatever. It doesn't matter. Even after we're long dead and gone or whatever, we can open up our books and be like, yeah, this reality show motherfucker ran for president, he won, but he was impeached. That's something that that people can't argue after he's dead.
But he stayed in power. I'm like, it's just a word.
Well,
it's just a word.
It is, but it's only happened to 3 people before.
Still, it's just. If he keeps all the same power and it's just a word, it's just gonna what the fuck does it even mean to him, or even America, or the way our country's run? It's just literally just clogging up our fucking democratic process for no fucking reason. Unless the Senate fucking happens to impeach the guy, then I'm all on board. Great, then he's out of power. I'm all for that shit because I definitely don't want this guy as president.
That's a whole fucking rabbit hole because I don't even. Then you would have fucking Pence.
Yeah, that's a
whole fucking another problem. So it's like
you'd have to impeach 2 people to get a different America.
Yeah, who
basically.
even knows if that's the lesser of 2 evils?
Yeah, I don't fucking know because
exactly.
I think he would go after the LGBT community way harder.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's why I'll take this first down and we'll kick the field goal.
Well, I was gonna say even when the Senate turns down the impeachment, he's gonna fucking brag like fucking crazy about this shit. How they try to impeach me, but guess what? I'm still here.
I just hope that the Republicans, someone in the Republican Party, just stands up and just be like, no, we need to
get fucker out.
Yeah, just he needs to be gone, just gone or whatever. And I hope somebody, whoever it is, hope it's a quality candidate because a lot of times they just rubber stamp the person in after the first term. Be like, oh well, we'll know he'll win for the second one, so we won't really change it around. I think Bush was the last. I don't remember who it was before Bush. It only did 1 term, but most of the time they
Carter.
Did Carter do 2? I don't remember.
But listen, I mean, this is why I think it would have been far better served for America that the Democratic National Committee focused way harder on putting up, propping up their actual candidacy and propping up these debates, so we can actually choose a solid candidate instead of wasting this fucking time on this bullshit. Because let's be honest, I mean, if you're a Republican right now and you're a Trump supporter, maybe you were kind of on board but kind of not, they're still removing the guy that you voted for out of office. And what's that going to do to you? You're not going to vote for the Democrat. You're not even going to be interested in any of that shit at all. I think it's going to cost Democrats votes, and I think that that's going to be detrimental to the party in America in general.
Closed-minded people are going to be closed-minded regardless. I mean,
there's people that are on the fence, but this shit is not helping them. It's not.
I think a quality Republican candidate would help, and hopefully that's one of those people stands up and just be like, yo, here's why you should vote for me instead of him. Yes. But I agree with you on in terms of like during these debates, I don't want to hear Democratic candidates talking about Trump this, impeach that.
No, they have to.
Yeah, well,
they have to now. That's what they've done to themselves. The first fucking question that's going to be asked, and then I can guarantee you on PBS tomorrow, they're going to talk about impeachment proceedings. Do you agree with this again? And I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear a Democratic nominee talk about impeachment anything. I want you to talk about how the fuck you're going to make America better. How are you going to fix the problems that got Donald Trump elected? I want you to talk about your policies on how to fix the shit that's happening right now, not some bullshit about trying to get him out of office. What? Fucking 10 months before he's gonna fucking possibly leave anyway by getting voted out?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? That's where I'm coming at it, and I think that's where a lot of Americans should be going at it, because it's months away from the fucking president, from the actual voting of the president, like the elections. So like, why are we wasting our time with this shit? And there's bills that are fucking piling up that are getting stuck in Congress, the Senate, and on the fucking House, all because they're wasting time with this fucking stupid bullshit. And the people's lives are at stake on this shit, and they're more. They think it's more important to get this guy out of office 10 months possibly early, maybe. Like that's a lot of fucking faith they're having to get this guy out of office a couple months early when you have fucking jobs you have to do that you're paid to do, that where tax dollars are going to do right now, that you're just throwing it away for a possibility that in 10 months you get the guy out earlier.
Yeah, well, if that's their goal, I think it's a misguided goal. I think that obviously, I mean, I don't want to say obviously, but I don't think that they're going to get him out of office within the next 10 months. My hope is that we see what was going on behind the scenes with whatever election deals that he was making in terms of his first election, and I hope that sparks enough people to just be like, nah, this dude's shady as fuck. I mean, people with common sense knows he's shady as fuck, but hopefully those that voted for him or were thinking about voting for him again, they realize, okay, he really did sort of cheat the whole democratic process. We can't have that. Whatever. If you lose, you lose. It's fair. If you win, you win. It's fair. But don't fucking cheat our democracy and everything. And I'm not one of those big like eagle, fucking bald eagle wearing flag.
You're not American?
Toting at every fucking thing. I don't cry when I hear the fucking national anthem and shit like that. But I mean,
I don't even want people to say the national anthem. I'm an actual patriot.
I'm just like, yeah. But it is what it is. I mean, that's where we live. I mean, there's some things that I do respect. I respect our democratic process more than I respect people having to
we need to fix it, though.
Stand up for the fucking flag. So,
we need to fix our democratic process. This is obviously, this whole fiasco is something that needs to be fixed. We need to stop having the fucking head guy, or the head fucking woman. We need to stop with this head monkey bullshit. We need to have a fucking committee of people. That way, not one asshole is fucking it up for everybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? Have a committee full of a couple of politicians, some goddamn mathematicians, some fucking scientists.
We need Namor,
some educators.
Was it the group? In Secret Wars?
Namor,
what's Black Panther?
Yeah.
Oh, but I thought they had a group.
The Illuminati. Namor, Black Panther, Doctor Strange.
Definitely don't use that name though.
I know. Mr. Fantastic's on there.
Tony Stark in there too.
But I mean, for real, like if we literally didn't have a president, we just had a committee, which is actually some of our founding fathers were in favor of not having a fucking head guy. These problems would not exist. You know what I mean? Because if you had one guy, just the committee themselves would just vote the fucking asshole off. Goodbye, you're off the island. Like, it'd be that easy.
I want to do a little bit, I guess, research because I don't understand. Like, I mean, why in theory couldn't the Supreme Court vote on this? I mean, I have to do some research to understand why specifically they can't. No, because I know it's separate.
Yeah, separate branches
of the government and everything. But it seems like, okay, obviously one side. I mean, at least how we're at right now, one side's going to do this just with party lines. The other side's going to do that. But it seems like, in theory, the best way to decide stuff, how we do most of the time, is the Supreme Court fucking hears a case, and then you get the judges to be like, yay, nay,
so
right, pass.
Think about what you're saying about the Supreme Court. All right, this is so we're talking about the Supreme Court. Anything that goes to the Supreme Court has to go through multiple levels,
right?
Of course, that's the reason why it goes through multiple levels of not the executive. What is it?
Legislative.
Legislative branch. Because
it's judicial.
No, this isn't judicial.
The Supreme Court's judicial.
Yes, but the other one is the legislative. It goes through multiple levels. It's probably the same amount of people that are looking at it, right? So it has to go through a shitload of people voting on it, rather than just 6. I think it's 6 or 7 people on the Supreme Court.
That was not.
They need to fucking. Is it 9?
I thought it was
an odd number.
Is it an odd number or an even number?
They need to. The Supreme Court. They need to expand and have. They need to have more people on the fucking Supreme Court, and then no more long lifetime terms. That's fucking ridiculous. We have people on there that we're literally praying that they don't fuck. I don't fucking pray, but people pray that she doesn't fucking die because she's so goddamn old. Because she's a Democrat. Like, listen, we should have probably like 16 people on that bitch. And it should be 18 years max. That's it. Get the fuck out of here after that. Because now we have all these stupid ass old ideas. You know what I mean? Like, people that are 80 years old don't even know how shit operates nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, they don't. Like, half the people that are in fucking like Congress and shit like that, they're old as fuck. They don't fucking know how to use emails. They have aides to send emails for them.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you're the king shit.
It's fucking dumb. This is becoming a political show. Let's change the topic. I can keep going like that
for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So where do you want to go with?
I was going to say, so Watchmen had its season finale.
Oh, fuck.
So it's only 8
eggs on eggs.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've heard a lot of people say online, and as this being possibly one of the best one and done seasons.
I hope it's not one and done.
It might be one and done.
I think that would be a good talking point. But first, we'll go into the episode.
It had decent ratings, so
it did. Yeah. I just think it wrapped it up with a nice bow.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to leave it as it is. And I was sort of thinking about stuff like that. And I wanted to get to that part after we discussed the episode, but it reminds me like with Generation Kill. I love Generation Kill. I was fine with the 6 episodes of that, and I was like, you know what? I don't need to see anymore. It was great. It was awesome. I loved it. I can rewatch it as many times as I want.
But it wasn't a cliffhanger at the end.
No, this is true. This is true.
Cliffhanger at the end of the
They could have just gone back out and done another deployment. I would have watched it.
It wasn't like they found Saddam and it was like, they shot a bullet, they didn't show him die.
Yeah.
That was a cliffhanger. That's basically at the end of this shit. They had the guy in the sides, they shot, and at the last second, they just cut away. End of season.
Yeah. But I just think it was really, really well done. But we'll go into the episode. Blue, where are you at? How far have you watched? Because
I'm only halfway through the season.
Do you watch The Watchmen?
Or do they watch me? Yeah, I'm only on episode 4, so I can still talk about it.
Oh, okay. Olman, do you want to jump in and give your rundown? I feel like I've been blabbing more than my...
No, we're both going to go back.
Y'all been talking about politics, and I'm just like,
politics all fucking day.
Yeah, I mean, we have to
take up some airtime for this.
The thing about the politics thing, we have to wait for part 2 in January. But with Watchmen, we get to see it all. So it's only been 8 episodes, and like this last one, it was weird because like they do some time manipulation here. Like certain things that we're watching, we realized like they weren't concurrent. Some of it was like in the past. Some of it like happened to show up now. One of the biggest things was Ozymandias. When
hoes be trifling, you can't be leaving your sperm hanging around behind photos.
Who nuts behind a painting? Who nuts behind a painting and saves it up?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't see Mona Lisa's ass, so I guess you just gotta imagine it.
Saved his legacy.
So Ozymandias is a virgin?
That's important nut, bro.
Yeah.
So Ozymandias is a virgin, I guess?
He's beaten off into.
Yeah, I mean, he's been nutting. I mean, his daughter says he keeps vials of cum behind the painting behind his desk. So, I mean, it was just weird because literally the episode starts with we go into 1985 and he's recording his message. I was under the impression that he just set his camera to record. He had a whole production staff, and he was doing scripted. So all these people that were working for him who look like clones, they know about his conspiracy to fool the entire world. So he's doing his takes and like reassuring his boom mic guy and the teleprompter guy, like, hey, you know, we'll fix this in post. And then, like, he has a cleaning lady. She's like, I'm going to go in through here. She knew his password to get open to his vial as a nut. And she takes a syringe and impregnates herself with a single vial of nut.
That's some whole shit.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I was like, dude, this is some straight, like, NBA wives type fucking shit where you have a kid just keep around.
Get caught up in shit.
That meal ticket or whatnot. So I was like, what the fuck? This is literally the first, like, 2 minutes of the episode.
Yes.
So I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
So Hoseby trifling. You eventually come across. I mean, they explain the whole timeline with him there because coming into this episode, we still had a lot of confusion about where the whole when he was on Europa, at what point stuff was going on the planet, and just to sort of make it, I guess, to clean it up for people that don't really fully understand it. Essentially, he understood that this telescope would be coming.
It was satellite.
The satellite would be passing over Europa at this point, at this date or whatever.
Yeah, like literally 20, 30 years in the future.
Yeah, so that is why he spelt out the bodies. And there was a confrontation where the Lady True comes to his door. She explains that I'm your daughter. He's like, what do you mean? And she says, yeah, my mama took your nut and high on your Mona Lisa and knocked herself up.
No, she said vials of cum. Vials of cum.
And essentially, she comes asking for some money to get this whole plan on Dr. Manhattan.
She really did. She asked for 42 billion.
42 B.
Damn.
And he's like, ho gets walking. I earned my money by myself. You need to do the same. I will never call you daughter. And essentially, he had to call her daughter to get that rescue pod to get his ass off that planet.
He had to call her daughter in bodies.
Yeah. So he is on Europa, digs out of his cell with his horseshoe, stabs the game warden, which the game warden was one of his clones.
Yeah.
It was the first clone.
Yeah, I was still confused until he literally like started talking to him and took off his mask. I'm like, okay, this is not a separate person. Yeah. This is one of the first. He's basically Adam.
Yeah, so then he gets in the pod. After he wishes the OG clone goodbye after he kills him, asks him if he was a worthy adversary. He says, nah, bro, you weak. But it was fun.
He's like, you basic.
Hops on the spaceship, in like the Prometheus spaceship, and goes into suspended animation. It gets turned into the statue. I got that one right. He was the statue, or whatever.
Yeah, that was another thing about. That was another.
I saw the light bulb go over Boo's head.
Yeah, so that was the thing. We see that statue in an earlier episode.
Yeah, they cut to it in like kind of.
Yeah, well, they zoom in on it, and like, why does she have this?
Yeah.
How does she have a whole statue? I thought she was just a really big fangirl.
Nah.
But no, that's not the case.
Yeah, so he was in the statue.
So he's folded in carbonite?
Yeah.
Pretty much, they literally have a carbonite scene.
Yeah.
It literally looks like it.
He gets thawed out and everything. So, back at the church, essentially they got Dr. Manhattan in the cube with the lithium cells and everything. The governor, what is his name?
Gavin Newsom?
No. The governor dude is just like, I'm gonna be Dr. Manhattan now, blah, blah, blah. He starts doing his Bond villain speech.
He's wearing the Manhattan underwear.
Wearing some woman's panties.
Wearing a thong.
Yeah, he's like, I don't need to be showing my dick to everybody.
I was gonna say,
because my dick's small, so I'm gonna wear these lady panties.
Yeah, he literally, what was it, the FBI, Silk Spectre 2, literally asked him about his dick being out, and she's all, I can wave my dick where in everyone's face.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have the power.
Wave it with the best of them.
So he pretty much gets all ready. He's got a audience of his white supremacist friends, his mega homeboys watching, and what's it called? Bustin'. What's it called? Regina King.
Oh.
Yeah, Regina.
Sister Night.
And was just like, you stupid ass. This is exactly what they want you to do. Don't you understand? And I started to remember, we did see like some of like Lady Truth's technology like in the trunk and stuff. They're like, no, we stole it. La, 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 la. Okay. And he goes into his chamber of whatever transformation.
Look like the fly chamber. I was like, this is a bad idea right here. Like, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
It ends horribly.
He got turned into goo. He got instantly liquefied. Yeah. It's like if you, I don't even know what it would be like if you put like a hamster in a microwave or something, but essentially that's probably what would happen.
They should have shown him pop. I thought they were going to show him pop.
Yeah, but instantly liquefied, and he just starts spilling out all over the floor and stuff like that. So he gone. And then
you missed shit. So when he turned on the machine to basically steal Dr. Manhattan's power, it teleported the entire, like, part of the entire building. Like, all the fucking racists that were in there, all the fucking machine, him that was in the fucking little fly machine or whatever, Dr. Manhattan, everything. So, like, they transported them to, like, basically the beginning of the whole goddamn show. I don't know if y'all recognize that. That was the beginning of the whole fucking show. That was the... Yeah.
I thought they teleported before they switched. No?
You're thinking about when they got sent over to Antarctica.
No. I'm thinking of... Because they're in the inside, right? The cage and their audience end up outside doing the outside thing. Yeah, this is when True's airship or her fucking thing come over.
When they turned the machine on, that's when they teleported to like to the outside. But it's the beginning of the actual show. So remember in the beginning of the show when they're getting like, you see like the newspaper stand?
Yeah.
That's the same newspaper stand. And so when Ozymandias is like talking to the guy looking at the newspapers, that's the same stand.
Okay.
And so that's where they teleport to. It's like literally the same fucking spot.
Okay. So he gets turned into goo. The goo leaks into the cage that Dr. Manhattan is in.
Well, we're missing a character here. So for a couple episodes, we were wondering where the fuck Mirror Man was.
Oh yeah.
Looking Glass, and we see that he infiltrated the
7th Cavalry.
Yeah, 7th Cavalry. I was gonna say Knights or some shit. But yeah, he infiltrated them. I mean, he looked like he was in the role, but he was trying to come up with a plan on the fly to bust out the FBI agent. But then that's when shit got even more crazy.
Yeah. So shit's about to pop off, and then Dr. Manhattan is able to teleport people out of there, except for Regina King, because he says he didn't want to die alone. He zaps them all over to his Ozzy's base in Antarctica and stuff, and because he's in a whole world of pain. They do a close-up of his blue dick.
Had to get it in there.
Lilo was happy to see that.
Oh my goodness.
And then he starts to work on his plan.
Ozzy comes up with the plan pretty quick.
Yeah, his plan is to drop some squids on the city where the place is at, except make the squids frozen, so they come down like big ass hail balls and stuff like that.
The hell?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, this is gonna be awful.
Yeah. And you see him the hail balls impaling fucking.
It's going through everything.
Lady True. Ozzy has a great line. He says like anyone that pursues the power of a god must be stopped at all costs. And then they brought the Silk Spectre 2 brought up like where you were trying to do that, and he tells her in Latin, well, it takes one to know one. So he knew he had to stop his daughter from trying to obtain Dr. Manhattan's power. And there was a quick question when like, well, how do you know she won't do good with her power? That's when he brought it up. Like, no, she's a narcissist just like me, pretty much.
Because it's the same thing. Anybody that, generally speaking, anybody that seeks power does not deserve it.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Because they think that they know better than everybody else. That's what they want.
Donald Trump.
So they make a phone call to the blue phone hotline saying you got to. I mean, it aggravates me so much when you can't just spit out what the fuck's happening. You're like, all she had to say was like, he's about to drop some squid rain. Get the fuck out of there.
Because that wouldn't make sense. Could you imagine? Just let me call you. Hey, they're gonna drop some frozen squids on you right now. Like,
So run.
This is a world we saw frozen squids the first episode.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
Well, yeah, but that wouldn't be
Well, yeah,
important.
stop
You'd be
it.
like, okay, squid again. Like, you wouldn't even think of it. You wouldn't understand the dire consequences.
It'd just be like, you gotta get out of there. You gotta get out of there.
I think that's all
You gotta
we
get
need.
out of there.
Given the situation given the situation that they just left, because they're still in it, getting a call and saying you need to run, I think has very high urgency to it.
You need to run out of. If some squid were about to run on this house,
Yeah.
I was like, you need to run out, run down the block, get inside. It's about to rain squid. Run. But it still worked out. Lady True's daughter
Wait,
survives.
does the phone booth actually work?
It works, but it goes to like a switch station or whatever.
Oh, I thought it went to like somebody's office and all they did was fucking record the shit.
Well, they do.
They do. Yeah.
Ozzy records it.
Yeah, so people, they get all fucked up. Regina King ends up going to the theater where where her grandfather used to watch the I can't think of the
Back to the
sheriff's
first
name.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Black
where
Shelf
the family got teleported there, and they have their little conversation. Blah 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 blah. She invites him to stay, and we start to get a little bit of conclusion wrap up. We find out that Looking Glass is going to arrest Ozzy for what he did with the first squid thing in 1985, and then all the conspiracy shit with
Honestly, I don't even know.
mass murdering.
I don't know why they're even going to try to arrest the guy. I mean, yeah, what he did was fucked up, but I mean, he just saved the world again.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
he's got bigger
well,
problems.
I guess we could just give you another pass. I guess. You know.
And then
How are they gonna keep him in jail? Like, seriously, the motherfucker made his way off of a fucking moon of Saturn or some shit.
Yeah, you mean a Jupiter.
What the fuck? Yeah, Jupiter. It's like you're not gonna keep him in
With a horseshoe.
He can catch bullets.
Yeah, he caught a bullet.
The motherfucker's basically Bruce Leroy.
yeah. So then
But apparently he doesn't have eyes in the back of his head because he got the shit knocked out of him with a pipe.
No.
Yeah.
Then the ending cliffhanger is Regina's back at Sister Knight's back at her house. The previous episode they had that dialogue with her and Dr. Manhattan about could you transfer your powers to somebody? And he said he could. He wouldn't do it unwillingly. And one of the examples they used, she was like, I think she said, so if I were to eat this egg or something like that. Or some
Well, she
organic.
said, can you put it, like, you could basically put it in an egg. And he was like, yeah, I can transfer my powers in, like, basically like an egg.
Yeah. And so she sees this egg. She has this.
You're missing shit again. When she was talking to her dad, he said, basically, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. And that was, like, her cue to, like, remember about the breaking of the egg. Because he was making an omelet.
True.
And he tells her that Manhattan
He said it.
told him to remind her of that, and you would know what that means. And in the moment, she didn't know until she got home and she saw the egg.
Yeah. So she takes the egg and just cracks it and she swallows it whole, right?
Yeah, well, she wonders if she can walk on, because she remembers asking him if somebody had your powers, could they walk on water? And he was like, yes. So she eats the egg right outside the pool, like right at the edge of the pool, and then...
Yeah, and then they do a whole Sopranos kind of cut where she tries to put her foot out, like she's gonna walk on it, and then cut
right before she makes contact.
Yeah, so we don't know if she
End of the show.
she has it or not or whatever, but it was a very well written show. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, I didn't know how they would neatly wrap up all the crazy storylines and all the questions, but they did an amazing job of
did a
doing
really
it.
good job. Yeah.
So I was very happy with it, and definitely it'll be up as a nominee for Golden Eggplants for a new show.
We'll work on it. I'll work on it. My part, I guess, this next coming week, so I have a couple days off. But yeah, basically the Golden Egg Plant Awards is going to be next year. So we'll go across all of 2019.
Yeah.
In 2020, which is weird to say. 20 I never thought when I was like a kid that I would live to be in 2020. That's very odd.
Wait
No, it
till-
should be obvious.
Wait till 4/20, 2020.
Yeah.
Well, all of
It's gonna be all
April,
bad.
it's gonna be 420.
Yeah, that's
Every
true.
day. 30 days.
Every day will be 2020, so there's gonna be a lot of missed work, I guess.
Shit, we can't talk about. He hasn't watched Robot
Mandalorian?
Them Bots. Did you watch Them Bots?
Oh, I didn't watch. I didn't watch either.
Yeah, I can talk about it. I'll leave the room.
Bro, because
Yeah,
I missed it too.
I'll leave the room here and talk about it.
I was kind of
I
right.
gotta leave too. 'Cause
Are you missing too? Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Oh, damn.
I was watching catching up on the Mandalorian because there's an episode that dropped today that I watched.
Yeah, it did drop today, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it dropped early.
Yeah, I was like,
it
what the
dropped
fuck?
early.
Yeah.
I watched it. It has like a sneak preview to Rise of the Skywalker, a little sneak peek. It's like 2 minutes, but
That's smart.
yeah, but the episode was fucking dank as fuck. I was like, holy shit.
Well, don't
We can
talk
talk
about
about-
that
I'm not gonna talk about it.
We
but
talked about last week's.
yeah, we didn't talk about last week's.
Last week's called Robot.
No, last week's Mandalorian. We talked about last
I
week's.
like how they
Mandalorian.
just sabotage us, but it's okay.
Wait, did they?
I mean, listen, Mr. Robot was way better than The Mandalorian.
Oh,
It is.
I haven't seen the current Miss Robot.
even the worst episode of Mr. Robot is better than all of the Mandalorian.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I like The Mandalorian, but them bots though.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah, last time I just saw the episode where it was Darlene, the FBI chick. They're like about to board a plane.
that's like the worst love story
yeah,
ever.
it was.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that one actually. Only me and the Oathbreaker were the ones who watched it, but we didn't go. We talked about that.
You want to talk about that one?
Yeah, we talked about that one.
That was just kind of,
yeah,
we
yeah.
can talk
Like a
about that.
rom-com.
Yeah, well, it was a John Hughes like throwback or callback, whatever they want to call it now, whatever.
But we see like Darlene has her mental issues and shit like that, and FBI chick, she's like
Has her mental
she's
issues?
all about her job.
Yeah.
It was warm for me.
I enjoy seeing the dude in the gift shop.
All right, if we're gonna talk about it, somebody got to set it up. All right,
Yeah.
we can't just kind of like bullshit around it. Somebody set it up.
I can't remember what fucking happened.
You remember? So okay, I'll say it.
I just remember all the airport stuff. That's all I remember.
So we start off with
FBI chick.
what's her Dominique?
Yeah.
She's in the hospital. She survives her stabbing wound, but you find out that she's under investigation. She's on paid leave or whatever, but she needs to be arrested, and she's still worried about her family because she hasn't seen them, don't know what's going on. So she discharges herself, tries to get out.
Against the hospital.
There's a
fucking-
hospital. Well, I mean, I guess technically, legally, you can check yourself out if you're well enough. But she needed to rest, and she refused to do so. So we basically see that without her family, she had no one. She just had her job. Not even Darlene's there. She manages to get somehow her way home. I guess the orderly gets her like a social worker, like volunteer to get her home.
Yeah.
So we see her at home, and she's got nothing. She's making a grilled cheese sandwich and shit.
No, did she put mayonnaise on that fucking bread or was
Yes,
that butter?
it looked like mayonnaise to
I was
me.
like, who puts fucking mayonnaise on their bread to toast it?
Maybe it's good. No, it's definitely fucking terrible. Stop it, white people.
Yeah, it looked
From
terrible.
burning.
Yeah,
I guess it's the same as-
Yeah, but why wouldn't you use butter?
Butter.
You could. I don't know.
I mean, well,
Why would you use mayonnaise?
well, mayonnaise has like
do I
oil
fuck
and
with grilled cheese? No.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. 'cause
Yeah, it's true.
You only fuck with,
Yeah,
you only
you-
fuck with cheese that's on pizza. Yeah. So it's like totally weird to me.
But yet you offer cheese to white folks.
Okay? Just trying to get rid of it.
White folk,
I'm with you.
white folk offered us crack.
Brigand. I don't know if they quote unquote offered us.
No white
crack.
person ever in my entire life has offered me crack.
Yeah, that's true. Talking about derailing.
Yeah.
So Dominique's sitting there and she wants to
Eat a grilled cheese sandwich.
eat her nasty fucking mayo cheese sandwich, and
Maybe it's good. We gotta try it.
Yeah,
can try-
true.
hey,
Maybe
I
it
don't
might
like.
be good.
Can we do
can
Miracle
try-
Whip instead? Because I don't do the. I can do mayonnaise sometimes, but it's like honestly, it's not my favorite.
How about you try it and then you let us know?
We can't do it live on the podcast.
We can, but you gonna eat it? Ain't gonna be
We
me.
can't eat. I can't. I
would
gotta
try
suffer
it.
alone.
We'll get the Oathbreaker. Make him eat the whole thing. Never mind.
I ate fucking crickets when I was in Mexico. Oh no, grasshoppers. I ate grasshoppers when I was in Mexico.
I saw that.
I'll try it out.
Yeah, you gotta talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, we get Dom at her apartment, and then Darlene shows up. She's telling her, "Hey, what are you doing?
Well, it was crazy.
We need to leave."
Well, because Dom, she blocked her fucking door with like a dresser, like some old Scooby-Doo type shit.
Yeah, so she knocked on the door. I mean, she let Darlene in. Yeah. Darlene knocked or whatnot. So, but her and Dom have this little tiff where Darlene is like, "You need to come with us. Me and Elliot have a plan. Like, you can't stay here. You're technically not safe." She's like, "Well, the Dark Army is, my family's gone already, so it doesn't really matter. I'm under investigation by FBI, so I'm being watched, whatever, it doesn't matter." Darlene's like, "Just come with us. We can go. Grab your shit, take your nasty fucking sandwich, and let's go." So,
but before that even happened, like, there's a little altercation with Alexa, because the previous episode, Dom would talk to Alexa like she's the actual fucking person.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, Darlene's like, "It's not a fucking person." She, like, smashes Alexa.
I'd be like, "Bitch, you paid for that."
Yeah.
I bought that Echo.
It's crazy because, like, the music that Alexa was playing was really set up for the conversation that they were having.
Yeah, well, she was playing some 80s thing, wasn't she?
Yeah, it was like some love song.
Alanis Morissette or something.
Yeah.
Was it Alanis?
Morissette? No, I thought it was a country song.
Yeah. Oh, she was. She was playing Shania Twain, I think.
Oh, yeah, it was Shania Twain.
I don't know. They all look alike.
Oh, damn.
So anyway, I think Stitch HR is also wondering where Prodigy is.
Yeah.
We told him he was out of sick days.
Yeah, he is out of sick days, but he can't face the shame of being in Facebook jail, but still. So they have their altercation and whatnot. Dom convinces, Darlene convinces Dom to go with her, so they leave. And then Darlene says her goodbyes to Elliot, and it was kind of weird. It's super awkward at this little like rundown motel with her and Dominique. So they were supposed to leave, and then Elliot says he's still got one last thing to do, and Darlene's like, "Are you sure?" And they have their weird little hug, and they do it, they say their goodbyes, and then Dom goes to the room that they're staying at, and we see Joey Badass sitting there.
Yeah.
And she like freaks out. She flips out. She's like, "You work for the Dark Army. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill me?" He's like, No. I'm here to like eat my cereal."
He didn't remember.
He didn't fucking remember.
Oh yeah, he didn't. And she had to remember.
He's sitting there fucking rolling the blunt like,
Yeah.
what?
He had
barn scene. He's all, fuck, I don't.
She had she literally had to list off like all the killings that he did. It was like almost 10. It was like a bunch of shit that he did, and then like he was just like, "Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I remember you now." She's like,
"Now I'm all about that money." So
yeah, he's all, "I'm a gun for hire, pretty much." So they have their little talk, and then like Darlene shows up, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you he's coming with us." It's like, that's kind of a big thing you want to tell somebody, like everyone that's all involved, if you're running for your life through the continental U.S.
That the badass fucking assassin dude is on your side for now, as long as you're getting paid.
So, but then Darlene and Dom have this moment where Dom issues she executes code that redistributes like the money they stole to, I guess, everyone.
You know what that would do in reality? That would crash the economy within like a week.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That seriously would crash the economy. Like it'd be good, like for your first couple of purchases, then all of a sudden inflation would go fucking insane.
That's what I was thinking when like everybody was like cheering about they had the money. I was like, man, that would not make anything better.
You got to spend it quick.
Yeah. Sell. So I would buy.
I buy a bunch of. I mean, depending on how much money it was, I would just buy a bunch of houses.
Yeah, and because then you would have that real estate, and like if you needed to, and sell at least one off or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't tell you how much people get, but I'm assuming it's a lot because apparently they stole like over $1 trillion or maybe $1 trillion. Was it 1 trillion or more?
It should have been trillions.
Yeah, so I mean, and then redistributing it to how many countries, or was it just one country? Oh, I guess it was just one country. Maybe not. Could have been the whole world. Not sure, but
it's probably just America.
But
could you imagine being like that one person that decided not to get like the e-coins? I guess you kind of had to have it if you wanted to buy stuff because they kind of cornered that market after.
Well, they talked about how everyone had e-coin.
Yeah.
So everyone that had an e-coin per wallet or whatever, you got money back. So it was just like, oh shit, and you see all these people like being happy and like, oh my god, and then like Dominique gets hurt and she's like, did everyone get this much? She's like, yeah, and then they talk about the morality of it. it. You know, she's like, you stole this money. This should have been, you know, used against the Dark Army. She's like, no, fuck that.
That money was stolen from America.
Yeah, she's like, this was stolen from the people. We're giving it back.
Robin Hood.
Yeah, she literally said we're Robin Hood. So Dominic, you need to chill and let's roll. So that's what they do. They roll out, and then Joey Badass drops him at the airport, and then like Dominic's like, hey, I'm gonna get a drink or whatever, but we can go anywhere. Where do you want to go? It's like, well, I'm gonna, you know, buy me something. So she runs up.
She was all Ziwatanejo.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. That's a.
I have no idea what that is.
You don't remember that fucking movie back in the day with God damn it. No, I can't remember my own fucking Morgan Freeman.
Which?
Where he was in fucking jail.
Oh, Shawshank.
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption. Yeah.
Okay. So then Dom runs into an old friend at like one of the airport stores, and I don't know who does this
fucking
cleanup man.
Yeah, but who does book signing at an airport?
Well, I think he was flying to go to a book signing.
But he had his book and his picture there, which is weird. Maybe he was. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it looked like he was promoting his stuff. But he ran into Dom. He acted like, you know, nothing happened. Like, it was good to see you. Hey, I'm going to sign my book for you because you're a fan.
Well, first of all, she was freaked the fuck out.
She was.
She thought he was still part of the Dark Army, and he was there to kill her.
Yeah, and she's just like, hey, you're part of the Dark Army. You're going to kill me and my family. So, no. We free. Yeah. Dark Army's moved on from you. You and he's all, oh, is that Elliot's sister? He's all, yeah, we don't give a fuck about them no more. And if the Dark Army wanted you dead, I would have known about it. Yeah. And it would have probably happened already. But they don't care about you no more. So you're free to do. Here, have a book. Make sure you pay for it.
Yeah, she even fucking tells the salesperson, hey, this book is, she's going to buy this book.
Yeah, she's going to buy this book.
You fucking turn around and sign it. She had to buy it.
So then Dominique and Darlene are having a little lovers quarrel.
Dom realizes that they don't care about the family thing, so she feels it's safe to go back with her family and everything. So now she's having second thoughts about going to Budapest or whatever.
Or wherever.
Yeah, and kind of sort of flakes. Says like, Dark Army doesn't work, we don't have to run anymore. And Darlene's like, well, fuck it, I want to go with you. And then they start having their whole thing like, I want to stay, I want to go, blah, 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 blah. And they give each other a little pep talk, and then it seems like it's a goodbye. Darlene's getting on the plane, Dom's heading out to the airport. She gets to that security checkpoint.
Wait, there's no return?
Yeah, and
she gets to the point of no return.
And she was like, I'm going to get on the plane with her. I'm going to go for love. And so she starts running back. They start playing the music or whatever. And
it's like a John Hughes film.
Yeah, Darlene's in the line waiting for group number 3 to get allowed on the plane. She gets up to the thing and she's having like fucking anxiety panic attack. Yeah, and was just like, and she just like freaks out and gets out of the boarding line and then runs off to the bathroom. And then as soon as like she goes in the bathroom, that's when Dom turns the corner and gets on the plane. Now we're like, fuck, you on the plane, she ain't on the plane. She goes and sits down or whatever, and once you get on the plane, you can't really get off.
Waiting.
Yeah, and so Darlene's dealing with panic attack in the restroom. Lady asks if she's okay, and she's not sure.
They had such a good, like, the way that she was doing the panic attack. I've had panic attacks, and that was like the realest thing that I've like seen, like a portrayal of a panic attack. I was like, damn, they did a really good job with that shit. She talks to the lady. She's like, "Oh, you got a ticket in your hand? You got a flight?" She's like, "No, I'm good." And she's like, "I'll be fine." So she walks out of the bathroom, and then it cuts back to like Dom in the seat and everything, and looking for her, and then it sort of kind of cuts out without us knowing it for sure if she got on the plane at the last second. I mean, we kind of assumed that she didn't, because they keep saying like final boarding call, last call, blah blah blah.
Well, it's interesting because one time when the Swedes and I went to Hawaii, like, I'm not sure what the fuck we were thinking, but we thought that, you know, we were supposed to get in line for the plane at the time the plane's supposed to take off. So, like, we're halfway on the other side of the airport. We hear our names on our comm saying, like, hey, can we have
final boarding?
Can you have Blue and the Sweden show up to airport such and such, or your flight's about to take off? We're like, what the fuck? And we look at our ticket, boarding time was this time, so we had to like fucking run to the airport. And I thought they would do some shit like that, like call out Darlene's name or whatever alias she was using, but they didn't.
No, so that's how that episode pretty much ended. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
So hold on. So Clay, I think it's Clay the bartender. I think that's his last. I'm pretty sure it's Clay. He had a good question. He was asking, do we think that Mr. Robot spinoffs would work without Elliot? And he said, would we want to watch a show starring just Darlene and Joey Badass?
So I would think so, and I think if Darlene met the therapist, I think that'd be interesting.
I would watch a couple episodes just to see where they were going with it. I wouldn't be against it, as long as it's the same writer, Sam Esmail.
Yeah, Sam Esmail. So here's the thing about Sam Esmail is that, to me right now, like, he made one really good show, but I don't know, like, before this show, he's kind of a nobody.
Okay.
But obviously he's not a nobody now, so Sam fans and Sam himself, if you listen to this podcast, you're fucking badass. But he doesn't have, like, a long history of, like, badass shows. That being said, I know he has a show coming out next year with Rosario Dawson, which I'm really interested in. It looks really good. It looks like his kind of style. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely give it a shot to see, like, if he could do a spinoff of Mr. Robot. I mean, there's definitely other characters in the show that are still there that you can make plenty.
Oh, yeah.
To me, this show is kind of like a Breaking Bad type good show. You know what I mean? Like, where you could spin off a decent show like Better Call Saul.
Right.
You know, you could have like some random ancillary character. You could literally have a fucking show about the goddamn the car salesman guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, killing people with axes and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be interested in that. You know what I mean?
I would definitely watch it and give it a couple of episodes to see if I liked it and where it was going with it. So yeah, I'd check it out. I'd support it.
So Sam is supposed to be working on the next Battlestar Galactica.
Oh shit!
So he's already like in early development.
Totally on
this
board.
stuff.
Was it called Briar or something? His new show.
There's another Briar Patch.
That's what it is. Briar Patch.
He's producer on this.
With Rosario Dawson.
He wrote a movie with Julia Roberts. It's on Prime Video. Homecoming. Oh, it's a TV series.
Yeah, it's
there
a
you
TV
go.
series.
So, I didn't know Julia Roberts did a TV series.
It's got a few award nominations, but nothing like.
Is that the one that was a podcast?
I don't think so. I think the one you're thinking about has Eric Bana, which will be in theaters. Hold on, because they're promoting it pretty tough.
This one talks about soldiers and stuff transitioning back into civil.
Okay.
That's the Briar Patch one?
Yeah.
No, this is the Homecoming.
I know what
Spider-Man.
I know what Cronus is talking about because there was a
It's a different show, right?
there was a podcast that they turned into a show.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the one with the killer?
Yeah, I think so. But it's like the first ever, and it's like a really big deal. Like, because they get like Oscar nominees, people.
Yeah.
I guess
think
like
Julia Roberts is in it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's why I was getting confused.
Yeah, actually, I seen the trailer for this. I think her son comes home and he's like kind of fucked up in the head or some shit.
Yeah, because I mean,
She's trying to protect him.
Listen, I mean, obviously I've been overseas and I've transitioned out of the military, but like the job they do of like transitioning us out is like very poor at best. Like it's definitely not great.
Yeah.
Especially
Serial.
Cereal. That's the one.
Okay. Sorry.
Ooh, I think Homecoming is one of these. Oh yeah, Homecoming was a podcast.
It was a podcast. Okay, yeah.
But there's more than one.
Oh yeah, it was a podcast.
Yeah.
There's more than one of these, and I know there's another one that's coming up that a lot of people are all about.
Oh yeah, that's good. I'm not fucking crazy.
Oh, Dirty John, that was another one. That's another true crime podcast that it's a Bravo show. I think that aired already, but yeah. Oh no, here we go. It will premiere on USA in 2020, which that's the new one is Dirty John, because it has Eric Bana and what's her name? The chick from Nashville. Oh, she was on American Horror Story the first season. So those two are the big ones. But yeah, that should be interesting.
Gotcha. Well,
all right. What else were we gonna?
I was gonna bring up this incident that happened in New York about this teen that was. I originally saw like people posting on Facebook about this girl that was kidnapped and
was it 7 guys jumped out of a car and snatched her up in front of her parents?
Yeah, it was like on video and stuff like that, and people were like freaking out. They're like, "Oh, sex trafficking is real," and stuff. Well, obviously it is and stuff, but
it's not like that. Not in broad daylight.
Well, I mean, I don't know, but people were freaking out because a 16-year-old African American girl from New York City. I don't know I think it said like Long Island, but
she was in the. Well, I think she was from the Bronx.
Oh, the Bronx. Yeah, I'm sorry, in the Bronx. And it shows two men jumping out of a car, pushing the mom to the ground, and then speeding off and everything. And people were freaking the fuck out. All kinds of like Amber Alert. Well, yeah, technically it's still. Yeah, Amber Alert, I guess, would apply for that situation, but
does it, or is it just standard kidnapping?
She's underage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so she's underage.
Yeah, she's only 16.
So people were freaking out and all kinds of stuff, and then I guess I don't know if it broke news today or if it was yesterday, but I guess it turned out it was a whole big hoax. The girl sort of fabricated the whole abduction. But it actually happened though.
Another Juicy smoothie.
Juicy made it up in his mind. It was just fucking bananas, and people are, wasted all kinds of resources and detective work and all kinds of shit just because you're mad at your mom and shit like that.
Damn.
I don't want to go home. If I were to fucking make up some kidnapping scheme or whatever, and then fucking it blow up in my face, and then have to go back in the same house with my parents, that's all bad.
Ass whooping.
Once you commit to
I'd be
something
like, yo, can I just go to jail?
Yeah.
It's like, for real.
Yeah.
Like, let me just go to jail.
I didn't pay bail. I'll wait here until trial.
Yeah.
I don't know who that lady is. I didn't pay. She's paying my bill. I don't know who she is. I don't want to go.
Yeah, so
All bad.
the people were tripping out crazy over that. But yeah. So what's going on in the Baby Yoda show? No, you guys haven't all watched it. Only you've watched it.
Yeah, I watched the most
Well,
current.
no, he watched the one that literally just aired minutes ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
It aired this morning. It dropped at midnight.
Oh, okay.
It aired early, though, for some
We still got the
reason.
48 rules, so we can't really talk about it.
Yeah, that's true. But we didn't talk about last week's, which came out on Friday.
Well, okay, well, we can sort of tie it in with what's, I guess Star Wars drops, tomorrow?
Yeah.
But did y'all
What's
see
your guys' thoughts? I've been seeing mixed stuff on, like...
I'm not, the mixed stuff I'm not really concerned about because I think that people are review bombing this.
because they're pissed still?
Which is, it's kind of, people are assholes, man. I understand the last one, people got mad about certain shit, but it's just like, and they'll just review bomb the next one. And I'm waiting for people, like real people, to watch it and to talk to them and see how they like it. And when I watch it, then that'll be definitive for me.
I saw the IGN gave it a 7.
Yeah.
I don't know what Rotten Tomatoes was going on, but we've had the discussion plenty of times with Rotten Tomatoes.
Is Rotten Tomatoes at 58%?
Rotten Tomatoes is his own fucking Rotten Tomato.
Yeah, Entertainment Weekly gave it a C.
Okay. So what are you?
There's 2 reviewers though for Entertainment
What are
Weekly.
you expecting to see in this movie or whatever? Or like, what are you expecting from this?
I want to see
Last
the
Jedi
Emperor.
movie?
I do want to see the Emperor as well, but I was hoping that Rey would have a different color blade, but it's whatever. I'm curious to
Ain't
see.
fucking Mace Windu.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping that she'd have like a yellow or an orange blade, but that's probably not going to happen. I'm interested to see how they're going to weave Carrie Fisher into the story, and is it going to make sense?
Well, apparently she trains Rey, right?
I guess. I think she gives Rey something that's very important. From what I've gathered so far is that this movie kind of gives fans what they wanted, and it's making fans mad.
The fuck?
So basically, the movie panders to the fan base, and the fan base is now mad because it feels like it's
Pandering to the fan base.
Like it's not,
Yeah.
like it's not telling a story.
It's
It's
not
just fan service.
I guess.
Okay.
From what I've been seeing, I've been trying to avoid as much as I can. I'm trying to go in dry.
Well, I know that I saw something today that this one has the first LBGQYXZ.
I don't care.
The 26 people or the alphabet people.
Technically, I mean, yeah, the alphabet people.
People.
I mean, if you've
Got
been
their little
reading,
kiss scene.
if you've been reading the comics or whatnot, there's already characters there, so I don't care. Maybe it's the first live action. I still don't care. All I care about is I really want to see what they're going to do with the Knights
Space
of
ninjas.
the Knights of Ren. I want to see what's up with them. Find out what's going on. If they mention Luke's previous students, maybe they're all dead. Maybe someone escaped. Probably not. Apparently, there's a cameo from one of the animated series that makes live action debut. So I'm interested about that. But I mean, those are the little things that I've managed to take away, but I'm trying to stay away from. I mean, watching The Mandalorian today, there's a 2-minute sneak peek attached to the episode. I didn't watch it. I just turned it off. I got my tickets. I'm watching it tomorrow. So I'm going to find out what I need to tomorrow.
The Mandalorian takes place 50 years after the Skywalker, no, episode 9, right?
Mandalorian takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Oh, okay.
So they're still like, they don't want to call them the Imperial Remnant, but they're still like stormtroopers, and there's a Moff.
Yeah.
Which I knew. Well, I mean, going in you started to know, but they're still like Imperials, but they're just kind of leaderless, I guess. So we'll see. But yeah, last week's Mandalorian had Bill Burr.
Yes.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
So it's good
Bill
to
Burr
know.
being Bill Burr.
He basically played his fucking self.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to know that he's an asshole both in our universe and in Star Wars universe. Because he was kind of a fucking asshole.
I would not have like thought him to be like in this show.
Yeah,
until I saw him. Like,
Yeah.
I knew about it. I knew he was gonna be in the show like before this episode aired.
Yeah.
because I saw like the pictures of him shooting. But I was just like, that's interesting. Bill Burr is acting in this. But I
Yeah.
mean, he's an actual actor.
Oh yeah, because he's in other comedies as well.
He's in fucking Breaking Bad.
Oh, I don't watch Breaking Bad, so I didn't know he was in that. But there you go. It was just funny because like he trolls
Wait,
like.
you know him as an actor. He was on Chappelle's show.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's in the Sam.
writers and
He's in the Sam Jackson skit.
yeah, he's in a bunch of. He's in a few.
He's in a few
episodes,
skits, yeah.
and he writes on a lot of this.
What is it? The race
Race Wars?
Yeah.
No, not the race
it's like
wars.
the
It's like the
draft.
race oct.
The draft?
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
the draft where he's in one of the commentators. That's right. Forgot about that. But yeah, but in this, he's more himself, I guess, in this episode. And it's interesting because like it's basically about a prison break. And like the people that break him out, like some of the people are like actors that have been around in like Clancy Brown. He's in this. One of the chicks from Game of Thrones. She's the Twi'lek. And then you have
that's Tonks. She's in Game of Thrones too, but I know her as Tonks.
Yeah,
from, Harry Potter.
Yeah, and oh, that's right, she is in Harry Potter. And then the dude from what is it? Sons of Anarchy, who looks like himself, doing the same shit he was doing in Sons of Anarchy, pretty much. They basically hire him to break out somebody from like New Republic custody, and Bill Burr he literally trolls the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, he does.
Within the universe, and then he trolls the Mandalorian, which is fucking crazy, because he like was talking shit. He's like, maybe you look like a Gungan under there. He's like, that's why I maybe using the one so you'll face her. I was like, oh my god, did he really just fucking do that shit?
He totally went fucking Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking. I don't know who the voice of the droid was. I'm pretty sure it was somebody big as well, but still, it was like Mandalorian. He was hurting for cash, so he needed to do this job to get money. So he had to link up with like this crew. He knew one person from the crew, and it seems like he might have hooked up with her. Maybe not. They're all basically they end up trying to break out the Twi'lek chick's brother, who like they all turned on Mandalorian and tried to stick him in the cell, and it was all bad. He didn't want to kill the guard watch. The chick ends up fucking throwing a knife in his chest. He fucking dies, but he ends up managing to send out a distress call. So now they're fucked. They got fucking police droids trying to kill them and shit. Mandalorian stuck. It was fucking crazy.
So is this the last? How many more episodes of this?
So it looks like there's one more episode. Well, after the prison break, there's 2 episodes.
Okay.
So after the one today, there's one more. It'll air after Christmas.
But we also, the last week's episode, we also got to see little Baby Yoda doing some cool shit. He got a little bit of fucking ninja skill. So, cause he's stuck on the plane or on the
with the droid.
on the spaceship with the droid, and he's like, I don't know, like sneaking up on the droid and like disappearing and
Jedi
shit.
mind tricks on the
Yeah,
droid.
and so
I'm
fucking with
"Can you do
him.
that?"
I think he was just small and he just kept escaping because he's been rummaging around the ship so much that he knows the little nooks and crannies of the ship. It was pretty funny. When you see the most current episode, he does even more crazy shit.
I know Giancarlo Esposito's in
Yeah,
it?
he's in the current episode.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I knew he was in the show, and I was like, well, where is he?
Yeah, he shows up finally. So it's pretty awesome. He shows up in great grand fashion.
Well,
like, holy shit.
I was a little kind of saddened with Mina Wing's.
Ming-Na Wen. We don't know. We don't know if she's
we
dead.
know she's not dead, but like she didn't have a big presence in the show. Like I was expecting her to have something like Gene Carano did.
Oh yeah.
Well, Gene Carano's only like what, 1 or 2 episodes? Mm-hmm. And yeah.
But I mean, like she was more present than Minang was. Like it was just one basically shooting scene. That was it. With Gina, she was like the whole fucking episode.
Ming-Na Wen was in the entire episode.
But only at the end though. She wasn't in.
No, she was in the entire episode. Remember?
No, she was just the one sniping the people while they were trying to go through the ship. Like she only had the sniping scene and a quick fight scene. That was it.
Just like half the episode, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the last we've seen of her.
Oh yeah, at the end somebody picks her up.
Same with Gina Carano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But she's not.
I can't say because you guys haven't seen, so you guys gotta keep watching.
I just want to see more Gina Carano because
she's pretty fucking
beautiful.
mad.
Did you guys watch Rick and Morty this week?
Oh yeah. Holy shit.
That was good.
That was like one of the best.
That was my favorite this season.
I couldn't stop laughing, and so Cam, because I think she was looking at me like I was fucking crazy. I'm like, this is so fucking funny.
Yeah,
like, she was laughing at some parts. I'm like, this entire thing it's.
Like Morty, you're in space. Everything's in space.
Well, but then when the part where it was basically like Terminator.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is fucking Terminator.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
And then it turns into Back to the Future.
Yeah, but
I was like, what the fuck?
But the space snake thing. Actually, the part where he opened the door and then Morty almost died. I started laughing at the space snake, bruh. I almost couldn't breathe. I was like, there's a There's a snake in space that kills itself to bite a dude. I was like, can you not see the humor in this?
And literally for like 5 minutes is just
the snake conversation.
Yeah. I had to rewatch it like 5 times. Like, I want to make sure I'm seeing everything because the snake is at the press conference.
Yeah.
And then the fucking FBI like snatches him up and takes him. And then there's a psychiatrist snake that's watching him through like the looking glass.
Trying to understand the language
And talks to him. Then they start having sex.
Yeah. That was fucking crazy.
The other thing that was funny about the beginning too was that like they're in fucking space and Rick gets a fucking flat tire. Like what?
Yeah.
He says he has a simulated sting, so you know that he has a flat tire. But he's all there's a voice command too, and he switched over to voice command. It's like you have a flat tire.
Yeah.
Like,
So
what the fuck?
it's like it sounds like Arnold, but a shitty version of Arnold.
Yeah.
It's fucking
This
hilarious.
is why it was funny to me because in the very beginning when he got a flat tire, I was like, okay, this is funny because obviously you can't get a flat tire in space. But then he opened the door up and it was like, okay, he started sucking like his head out. And I was like, okay, so physics are back apparently. And then the fucking snake came and I was like, bruh, like first of all, how the fuck did a snake build a fucking spacesuit for a snake? And then how did he bite him?
It had
Then
little fang things in the because I rewatched it or whatever because I was like his head didn't pop off. It's like 2 little ports open so the fangs are coming out.
Well, then it died
and then it died because
So I'm just like, dude, like that whole sequence, I don't think people understand the significance of like how they went back and forth between physics, and that's why like I couldn't stop fucking laughing.
Well, even before that, when he does when he hits Jerry with the gun, and his with the buoyancy and shit like that.
Oh shit, that shit was funny.
It was funny when Rick was telling Morty about space. He's like, "You fucking kids think space is like Saturday Night Live and some shit like that. Like, you think it's gonna be all good and shit, and you get all addicted to it, but there's nothing out here. It's just
Frozen,
shit.
frozen death or whatever.
Yeah, you all wouldn't go out there until you're actually on there.
Yeah,
That shit was
Fucking
hilarious.
snake jazz and all that.
Yeah. And then Summer somehow gets a copy of it. He's like, "This is my jam." And then they body shame one of her fucking friends. Yeah, they're like,
Such a nerd, and we're gonna talk to you about your weight.
yeah, you're right. And she's like, "That's fair." I'm like, "Are you fucking serious right now?"
and then fucking
Did that
Jerry.
just fucking happen?
Jerry says he has these like gravity boots and he's boinging and shit. Try to get a game of basketball going, trying to talk all fucking hood.
No, trying to talk.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey man, we don't need that kind of conversation here."
Yeah, we don't want your white money.
Yeah, we don't want your racist here.
Is that the same episode? That's when he he calls his like petri dish.
Fungus, yeah.
The petri dish.
That was fucking creepy. I was like, dude, what the fuck? He had like Jerry's DNA stored, and then he had it like
Just evolve enough so it can talk.
yeah, just so it could talk and make an excuse for Jerry.
Well, no, he was talking through it. Like he was. He had, like,
I didn't know he was talking through it, but then
Yeah.
it tried to fight and said, "I will kill you all. We will kill you all."
fucking it.
He paused Beth because he said he got some kind of chip from some celebrity somehow and managed to pause her motion. I was like, what the fuck
It's such
is
a good
going
episode.
on?
Such a good episode.
That shit was funny when they're like, okay, Morty's dad is floating around or has like the buoyancy thing going on, and they're like, there's no way he can lose his fucking shoe, and they're like, fuck, he lost his shoe, and they get into the car to go fucking find him and shit.
And when he goes to that bar.
Yeah, that shit was funny too.
It's like,
Like,
but
you
the
can't bring that
ceiling
border in
fans-
here.
Yeah, but he's always, you have lots of fans here.
You can't bring that border in here. Yeah, put down a border. You're a big man holding a border. You can't fight me. It's like,
Oh my god, yeah, that's hella funny.
I like when they threw him out.
Yeah.
They threw him out and then like.
They threw him to death. I'm like, what? He's obviously floating. You throw him outside. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
It's funny. What got me is when the dude was holding the boulder and he's just like, take your girlfriend with you. He throws it and doesn't even go that far. It just goes plunk. I was like, what the fuck? What am I watching right now?
that's
What just
good.
fucking happened?
Yeah, but the fucking ending was the best because so when they're trying to stop they're trying to teach the snakes to do time traveling so they can like get caught or whatever up. And when Rick and Cinder is like, I'm taking a mental note so I remember to build a time machine so I can come back to this point and like give us what we need. And they fucking end up cocking through the door, and Morty has a black eye, and like the other Morty's like, why do you have a black eye? Like they never understood it until the fucking end. Cause it got to the end, I was like, why didn't they tell him like what happened? Why did he get a black eye?
Watch the after credits and then it shows you.
Fucking Rick decked the fuck out of Morty.
Yeah, and they pause it too.
Yeah.
What's funny is that
Fucking like Rocky scene.
they said that they would never do a time travel episode, and I guess they meant from within the Rick and Morty like timeline, I guess. But they did one for like a whole different planet to where Morty fucked everything up. So they did like a time travel episode to fix another planet, but not to fix their Rick and Morty like storyline.
The moral of the story: stay in the fucking car.
Yeah, stay in the car.
And you figured Morty would have learned after his whole fucking what was that? The one episode where he tried
fucked the
fucking
doll or whatever.
No, he tried helping out
Oh,
something.
the cat people.
The cat. No, that was Jerry with the cat.
No, Morty wanted to help the cat people because like they had the low end people who were getting like killed, and like the rich people were like, it was like
Oh, yeah, it was the Purge Planet.
it's like the first planet.
Oh yeah.
He tried helping them and just ended up fucking up everything too.
Yeah,
But then also there was also the giant people too,
Oh yeah.
where the guy was like
that's
a
what
fucking
one, yeah.
molester or whatever.
And he had like the punch card for
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's like, this is one of yours.
The show is so fucking good, and what's sad though is that there's only like a limited number. I think it's like 8 episodes that are in this entire season.
Yeah.
and that's fucking sad.
Yeah,
But I mean,
quality episodes.
yeah, they're really good.
Dude, I wasn't here for last week's episode or on the show last week, but the one with the fucking dragons was fucking hilarious too.
In the future.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people understood the bad dragon reference in that whole genre of like dragon
yeah.
dildos. I don't think a lot of people got that.
You watch enough porn.
Yeah, if you know what's going on out there with the dragon dildos and fake nut and all that.
No, the new thing is the fucking the egg thing.
Oh, I heard about
They
that. I
do-
haven't seen this, but
That's super weird. Yeah, they have dildos
I don't know.
they have dildos that'll shoot an egg inside a chick.
God.
I'm just like,
so she can
what?
shit it out.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
I think another level of fucking kink. But
Yeah.
it's funny because if you played if you played accountant in VR, the voice of the woolly mammoth fucking dragon is the same character that's in the game. And right when he came on there, I just started fucking dying laughing because his voice is so iconic in the game that it's like, dude, it's fucking hilarious. Yeah, Rick and Morty is a fucking shit, dude.
Yeah, they already said that there's new episodes in 2020, which will end out the season, but it's only going to be like I think 8 to 10.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're still getting another season after that. So
Now you watched
Harley Quinn.
yeah, Harley Quinn.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
So the last episode was kind of lukewarm for me, but
You've seen two or
I saw all
three?
3 of them.
Okay, I haven't
I've
seen
seen all
the
3
third
of them.
one.
So the first one is actually on YouTube. You can watch the first one on there, but it's censored. So it's kind of
Like the cursing censored, or like
some of the
gore?
cursing is censored. The gore is still there, but some of the cursing is censored. So like right when they beeped it, I was like, no, this doesn't sound right. So I went to go watch a full version.
Okay.
And it's so fucking funny. You get to see Harley Quinn kind of, I guess, leave the Joker and trying to start her own fucking villain career. But like, it's just fucking hilarious. Like the cursing makes it even better. Like they're not cursing just to be funny about it. Like they're cursing like just because of, like, something happening, and then like fucking kneecaps are getting fucking blown out and fucking heads are getting smashed. It's so fucking it's super adultish, which is fucking great for a cartoon.
Yeah, I need to watch the third one. The second one was pretty funny. It was at it was Penguin's
party,
his bar mitzvah. His kid's bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
Talking about like finger banging girls and
the
shit like
fucking
that.
Kite man
Trying to smash Poison Ivy.
Yeah, and the fucking end with the kids, how they were starting to turn into trees, and the only way to get the antidote was for Poison Ivy to take it into her mouth and transfer it with her saliva to the kid to get them. That shit was fucking funny. They're all like happy and shit about kissing her.
Yeah, even though the other villains that are just like kind of like rogue things, they're pretty funny. Like watching like Scarecrow and then Bane be there or whatever. And it's pretty funny.
But I think in this next episode, Robin's going to be in an episode.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I saw the trailer for that.
It looks like it's Damian Wayne because he's kind of an asshole. There's like on my Facebook timeline, there's like a little commercial for it where it looks like Damien's being interviewed by like Ellen or something.
Yeah.
And he's all talking about how he beat up Harley Quinn, but she really kicked his ass. But because he's on TV, he's telling the audience how he basically like subdued her and basically made her his bitch. Yeah. It was pretty fucking funny.
I want to see if he curses in the show.
He probably will.
I mean, it's a pretty fun show. I mean, I wouldn't subscribe to DC universe for it, so I mean, I'm still watching it on the bootleg, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah, it's definitely enjoyable.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Venture Brothers on Adult Swim, like the comedy style and like the kind of the animation style definitely reminds me of that. So if you like Adventure Brothers, definitely check out Harley Quinn if you can find means to watch it.
All right, let me give a shout out real quick to Kevin from Comic News and Smash Films. So he finally got to take his son home, Archer.
So 300 some days.
Yeah, it's almost a year.
It's like 350.
Yeah, which is it's crazy to me. So anybody that happened to donate to his GoFundMe, thank you. I mean, I did a few times. So
do you want to do a reset on what happened to his son?
Yeah, it was his son has a bunch of medical issues from the day he was born, and he's been stuck in a hospital on serious medical care since he was born, and they finally got to take him home. He still has medical issues, but they finally got to take their son home, which is like fucking awesome.
That's unreal. It's fucking a whole year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And now they have to adjust to learn how to like care for him and stuff like that. But like I said before, if anybody who happened to donate, thank you for donating to that cause, because it was important. Having a kid that has special needs or certain kinds of needs that you can't provide, that you have to rely on medical staff for, and then taking them home eventually is that's a big fucking deal. So so shout out to Kevin. I hope that you can normalize your life at this point, and with your two kids, because I think they have another kid too.
So like Oliver, right?
Yeah.
Right, I mean, put his kid's name out there. My bad.
Well, no, it's all good. I mean, I said Archer, but Archer's on the name of the GoFundMe. So
they don't use aliases for their name. So
yeah. Well, we do because we're assholes.
Yeah, we are.
But it's all good. I mean, I was just happy to see. I think it was yesterday they got to take him home.
That's cool.
I thought it was today, but yeah, it was good to see the pictures and seeing that Kevin managed to take his son home. So hopefully from here on out it's smooth sailing. We'll see. Blue, do you want to talk about your Mexico experience?
Yeah.
More about it?
Yeah, touch a little bit more. So I know I had mentioned how I ate crickets and stuff like that, but part of so we did a lucha libre event, which started off with mezcal tasting. So we went to one bar and tasted mezcal.
Mezcal, like the
liquor.
It's liquor.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like a harsher. I'm not sure if it's a harsher tequila, but it's like
It tastes different than it's close to tequila, but yeah, I've had it before.
But yeah, so we try like.
Did you have the worm?
No, but I had the crickets. But yeah, so while we're trying this, it's funny because like, so it's me, the sweetness, and like 4 white people, and. Like, it's funny because after the first, because they gave us shots, and like after the first one, like the sweetness was like, hey, like she told the woman in Spanish, like, can I just have a little bit? And everybody else was like, oh yeah, can we only have a little bit too? I'm like, can I get more, please? And it's funny because as we're drinking them, I'm the only one finishing mine. Everybody else is like pouring into like the little bucket. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna like alcohol go to waste. And it was funny at the end, after we tried all 5, the woman was like, oh, actually she came out with the 6th one. She thought after we tried all 6 of them, she asked if anybody wants some more. Everybody's like, no, I'm cool. I'm like, yeah, can I try number 3 again? It was sad because like I was the only one like drinking the most, and everybody else was like, they couldn't tolerate it. Like they're already red in the face. I'm like, oh, you little bitches. But it was kind of cool because our tour guide actually was a retired lucha libre. I guess he retired like in his mid-20s because of his knees, so because he had a bunch of knees issue. But that's where I got the mask from. He actually had like a bunch of masks and gave it out to us, and it's like, hey, yeah, choose the one that you feel represents you. And like they had one that was like a black one that looks like a Batman mask, but also looked like an S&M mask. I was like, nah, that's not me, that's me. So I went off and got that one. The sweetness got one that was more like a cat face, stuff like that. But it was pretty cool because.
You mean a gato?
Yeah, a gato. But it's funny because like, you know, there's different kind of masks. Like they have some that actually cover up your eyes, kind of like what you would think with Spider-Man. There's some that cover up your mouth so you don't see their mouth. But like the guy went into the story about like the first lucha libre and like how big and popular he became. And this whole trip was like a huge learning experience for me because like we didn't get to go to the Aztec pyramids, but we got to see like in Mexico City. Like Mexico City used to be a fucking island for one thing, and like all the streets used to be fucking canals where like the only way to get through was like by boat, and you had to like use like not paddle boats, but they use like kind of like what they use in like
gondola.
Yeah, like a gondola type thing. But the whole street was like that, and then like we went and talked about the conquistadors and like the Spaniards coming over and like all that shit. It was fucking interesting, and like Mexico City is actually sinking because they're pulling fresh water out of the ground, and it's leaving like canvases, or not canvases. It's leaving like basically holes, craters in the ground. So the city is slowly sinking because it's like basically on mud. So it's slowly sinking. And like
cavitations.
Yes, that's what it is. And like you can like if you look down the street, you can see like the slope of where it's fucking like dipping into the ground. And like the city's trying to like repair. They're like putting in steel beams and pour concrete into the ground. But like a lot of the stuff is like almost fucking too late basically.
Yeah.
But like we went to this one museum that I took a picture in front of the Aztec calendar, which I put down the Mayan calendar, but it was the Aztec calendar. But like it went to like the tour guide talked about that, how like, you know, the calendar was only meant for 52 years. It's a 52-year calendar, and everything represents a certain thing. And like, you know, they never made another one because the people were basically killed off before they had a chance to like create another one. That's why a lot of people thought like 2012 was going to be like the end of the world or some shit.
Because they're fucking stupid. Like, find a fucking 3024 calendar today.
Yeah.
That's printed. You won't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it was really cool. I learned a lot about that culture, and like we did like this one because some of the areas still have water, and we did like the whole boat thing, which we went pretty early in the morning, but there wasn't that many people in the water, but it was still pretty cool. We just kind of floated down, and then it brought us back. But one thing that stuck out for me in Mexico City was that those motherfuckers drive crazy as fuck. Like, I know there's like speed limits and shit posted. Rarely,
there's suggestions.
Yes, yeah. Everything is a suggestion. There's
you might want to do this.
Like some streets don't have lines in it, and like we to get around we Ubered everywhere because you can like Uber actually.
Oh, down Uber there?
Yeah, you can use the Uber app down there too.
They have Uber Black.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to use Uber X. But I think they did.
I was Uber Black, you fucking simpleton.
But it's crazy because like our Uber driver were like right in the middle of the street, but it's like there's room for 2 cars. Like what the fuck? And like they'll turn on the blinker to get over, but it'll be like they were forced their way over. Like everybody, like I guess everybody knows what you're doing, so you like back up or something. It was fucking madness. Like the sweetness, like we should have rented a car. I'm like, there's no way I could have drove to Mexico City. Like I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. The GPS probably wouldn't have helped me at all.
Yeah, that's
like
all bad.
Because like some roads, like you'll be going down and or like you have to go like exit to the side road, and then all of a sudden like make a sharp right or something like that. Like it was fucking crazy. Another thing we checked out was what's her name? The girl with the one eyebrow. I wish she was there.
Frida.
I know, Frida. Yeah, we went to her museum. But it's funny because like the tour guide we had, it's a different tour guide. He basically said like nobody really gives a fuck about her. It was all about her husband, Giorgio something. I think it was George. But like people were more impressed by his stuff and not her. She was just kind of like outspoken, and like she became popular in like America and Europe, but as far as in Mexico, like nobody really gave a fuck about her. But she had a fucked up story too, because like
it's all fucked.
Yeah, like as a kid she got like polio, no, something like that.
But then she got ran over by a fucking bus.
Well, no, so yeah, she was on a bus that got into an accident, and a fucking pole had stabbed her into her abdomen, and it punctured her uterus, so she could never have kids. But like the disease that she had an impact on her when she was 6, so one of her legs doesn't grow right. So like one of her legs is like really skinny and like kind of not frail looking, but it's skinnier than the other. But like man, her whole life was just fucked up. And like some of the artwork she did was kind of like way the fuck out there. Like I know I was listening to a podcast, I think we were talking about her, but she drew up. So somebody, a woman had committed suicide, and her family wanted her to paint a picture for her to kind of show like this woman's life. But Frida drew a fucking picture of the woman actually committing fucking suicide. Like it's almost like a flip book of the girl on the top of the building jumping all the way down to her fucking death on the ground. Like she's even like dead on the ground, like blood coming out and everything. I was like, damn, that's fucking dark. Yeah. But yeah, overall it was a pretty fucking cool, it was a cool trip. The altitude did get to me in certain places. So like I'm not a big fan of cigarettes, and whenever there were cigarettes around, it was really hard for me to breathe. But also when we were like stuck in traffic, like if there was like a bus on the side of us, like I couldn't fucking breathe. Like the carbon dioxide and oxygen level was like way too fucking high. Like I think I might have passed out a few times in the car ride down to the thing. But
well, it's thin air too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The fucking air was thin, but having like the carbon dioxide and shit. Yeah, but they have these little things called mini buses. One of our tour guides were talking about it. They're basically like, you know how like for like the hospitals, or like they have like these little small shuttle buses. Yeah. Well, basically there's the private company that owns these buses, and it costs like 5 pesos to ride this thing. That's like I don't know, like 10 cents here basically. Mm-hmm. And you can go anywhere within the city, and like they would pretty much drop you off at your house. Like when you get on the bus, they're like, oh, where are you going? It's almost like they're a cab, but they're a bus service. And like a lot of people in Mexico City hates them because they're always stopping. Like they'll go one block, and it's like, so say if you're walking, you're tired, you in your house down the street, you'll jump on this bus, go down the street and get off, and that's it. And so like they're constantly stopping. They're always they're causing a bunch of traffic, and people fucking hate it. But yeah, it was fucking. Oh, one of my favorite things that I saw there's this, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like, I think it's called like the dancing sky people or something like that. But basically there's like this giant fucking pole that's coming out the ground.
Strippers?
No, not strippers.
Sounds like strippers.
If it was a stripper, that'd add a whole lot more to it. But so there's 3 guys, they go up to, or 4 guys, they go up to the top.
Oh, not interested then.
And so what they're doing, they're doing a dances for the sun god. And basically what they do, this is some Cirque du Soleil shit. They wrap the rope around the top of the pole, and then they fall off the back of it, and they're like playing instruments while it's spinning around, and as they're spinning around, they're slowly coming down like a fucking top until they get all the way down to the ground. And they're not moving fast, like it's like a slow fucking, it's like, the video I recorded was 4 minutes, so these guys are upside down for 4 minutes playing instruments as they're spinning around a fucking circle until they get down to the ground. I thought that was the coolest shit because it just looked fucking elegant basically. But I don't know, I just thought it was fucking cool. But apparently like they usually do that like in the summertime, like because it's a traditional thing where they did it for like, actually I think they did it for the rain, but basically they only did it for a certain amount of time, to like a week or whatever. But now they do it like every fucking, like they come down and go back up, do it again and back in, like over and over again. But I thought that was fucking pretty fucking cool. That was some serious like Cirque du Soleil shit that they were doing. Nice. But overall, yeah, it was a fun trip. Learned a lot. Got to see some cool shit. Ate some cool food. One thing I noticed, there was no fucking hot chicks there. Like, I kept an eye out for hot girls all
Mexico
over.
City?
Yeah, there was no hot chicks whatsoever.
Wow.
Like, no girl caught my eye. Like, god damn, she fine. It was all like average people. Like,
No, they're all in Guadalajara.
I guess so. They weren't in Mexico City. Only hot chick I saw was at the Lucha Libre fight, and they were the ones holding the cart.
And your wife, right? If she listens to this, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, she was hot too.
Trying to save this dude.
That's what's his name? El Chapo's mentioned. Wait,
got
to
him
get
all.
back.
Oh, all the hot girls got trafficked.
Anyway, we have a Be the BTI question.
Yes.
It's from Dirty Stew, and he's asking, what is your favorite Christmas films?
Oh, that one's up there on the list that he's got shown up there.
Gremlins?
Yeah, I think it's highly underrated. One of my favorite, Home Alone, obviously, and then I'm gonna say Trading Places.
Oh,
Christmas movie.
That is definitely a Christmas movie.
I'm gonna say Die Hard.
That's mine.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and Bill Murray's Scrooge. Scrooge is a amazing. It's like a
That's a great movie.
yeah, because it's like a kind of dark version of A Christmas Carol, but it's fucking funny at the same time. So
Yeah, I'm gonna say oh god, what's the one? The one with Rafi gonna dry out.
Oh, Christmas Story.
Is it Christmas Story? Yeah, that one.
Story.
I love that one. Just a fun fact of, him saying a dirty word, how they're like rinse his mouth off, and
soap in his mouth.
Yeah, you stick your tongue to the pole, like all the cliche
Ovaltine.
yeah, all that cliche shit was fucking funny. Plus the dad coming home with the fucking leg lamp. Yeah. Carlos?
It's Die Hard is my number one. There's a new movie on Netflix called Klaus.
Oh yeah.
It's actually really good.
It's animated, right?
Yeah, it's one of my quickly becoming my favorite animated movies. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's worth watching. It's like a different take on the whole Santa Claus story, and it's an animated film, and it's really good. It's like the origin of like Santa Claus.
Did you see the movie with, was it Kurt Russell or something, where he played Santa Claus?
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, same thing with like the one with Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Santa Claus.
Tim Allen.
Yeah, replaced the Santa Claus.
Isn't there 3 of those?
There's a bunch. Yeah, I'm just like, man.
Speaking of Netflix, actually, has anybody seen this Michael Bay, Ryan Reynolds film?
I watched it.
Six Underground.
Who is Michael Bay? No, I haven't watched it yet.
It's a fucking headache.
Is it really?
Damn.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Daybreakers. Or Daybreak?
Daydreamers.
Daybreak? Did you finish watching that?
No, I watched the 3 episodes and I was like, I'm done with him trying to find the Sam chick. I was like, I don't care.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you saw what I saw. It took you 2 episodes though.
Yeah, I mean, I was just bored with it. I was like, I don't feel like watching this dude just fucking Sam.
That shit was fucking
I
awful.
was like, Jesus Christ.
And it got canceled.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
God, that's probably one of the worst shows I've seen on Netflix.
Underground 6, it was
6 Underground.
6 Underground. I almost turned it off within the first 15 minutes because like it starts off in this car chase kind of thing. I'm like, okay, and then it's just really fucking long, and I'm like, Lila's watching with me. She's like, why are they running? I was like, I don't know yet. I'm like, and it's just going on. I'm like, I'm not invested in this car. I'm still trying to figure out who's driving. What?
That's Michael Bay shit. Why are there explosions?
It really is.
Lens flares and fucking little
And it
panels.
was. I think after it was done, I stopped, and it was at like 21 minutes from when I started. It was when this scene was done, where they're just fucking
21 minutes of fucking chasing in a car?
right off the bat.
Sorry, I gotta pause real quick. Warrior Fellow brought up a good point. Bad Santa is one of my favorite.
Forgot about that shit. I didn't see the second one. First one's amazing though.
Yeah, the first one was. I watched the second one too. It was pretty good. But that was just the first one though.
Damn.
But yeah, no, 21 minutes. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? I don't know anything about the plot at all. It was just fucking Ryan Reynolds is in this car, and they're fucking people are chasing at him, shooting at him, or whatever. And it was fucking. I mean, some of the crashes were kind of cool, but then they're doing this in this like Alfa Romero car, which I'm like, Like, it'd be one thing if it was like an Aston Martin or whatever, then I'd be like, all right, it's a badass, sweet Porsche or a fucking Ferrari or whatever. But it's just like,
we'll give you the shittiest Italian car.
yeah. I was like, I'm not impressed by this car. Like with Baby Driver, they were doing like a STI or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I know that car can move or whatever. And it was pretty cool watching them do all this shit. I'm just like, this car is kind of whack. It's this ugly green car, and it's like boring or whatever. Now there's some pretty good gory stuff, but I think some of the stuff they were just going way over the top with. Like I'll just say one part. I mean, you might watch it right now, but they're trying to unlock this dude's phone, and they ended up, I guess, scooping out his eyeball. And so they're trying to he's got this eyeball with the fucking optic nerves like hanging from it, and he's trying to like get it to fucking scan on the fucking phone while the other dude's driving, and then he drops the eyeball on the floor and shit. I'm just like, this is fucking just retarded. and it was fucking annoying. But Dr. Dre's in it. Yeah, Dr. Dre from
Dre.
Yeah, that ran off in Walking Dead that never came back.
Oh, Jack Bauer 2.0.
Yeah, he's in it.
Black Bauer, by the way.
Oh, my bad.
Not Jack Bauer, Black Bauer.
Yeah, so him and Ryan Reynolds are pretty much the main characters in the movie or whatever, and they're doing their own mission and stuff. Ironically, they did the magnet gun thing before Watchmen did it, or whatever, where they fire off the big magnet and it sucks up all the people's guns.
Oh, yeah.
They have their version of that, so I guess they get a little bit of credit because it dropped right before.
I was gonna say they did that in The Mask, I think, but I think he pulled out his own guns.
They did it in a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay if you got nothing to do in an airport or you got a layover. Yeah, watch it.
If you somehow watch all of the content on Netflix,
you waiting for something to thaw out in the oven or whatever.
Like that, I'd rather be gaming.
No, you could watch The Witcher that drops in
couple days.
Ah, that's true.
There's a whole bunch of shit that's, are Lost in Space 2, Season 2, that drops in a couple days.
Yeah, so watch all that stuff before.
Yeah.
Wait, Lost in Space Season 2 finally drops?
No, it drops
Christmas.
Holy shit.
It drops Christmas Day, doesn't it? Or the 20th, something like that.
I think it's the 20th or
Dude, it's been like 2 years since that came out.
No, it's only been a year.
It's only been a year?
Yeah, it's been a year.
Man, I feel like
it just feels that way because we blew through it and we wanted more, so we had to wait.
God, that show was so fucking good.
It was good.
All right, can we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Sounds good. So, Old Ninja, what you got going on for the week of Christmas, up till Christmas?
Yeah, so first off, tomorrow I'm seeing The Rise of Skywalker tomorrow night. But I'm going to go to one, was it Ray's Crab Shack? Yeah, I'm going there. I've been there before because I live down the street.
In Newark?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're going there for a birthday party, so I'm going to do that.
That's probably like the most successful business that's been there. Cause that location has been so many different things.
No, I mean,
lifetime.
Lions was there for way longer.
Oh,
I forgot about
you know what?
Lions.
Now that you say that, it makes sense because that layout looks like an old, like, Caro's or Lions or some shit.
Lions was there for like at least 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think after Lion left, it was like an Indian restaurant and a few other restaurants before it became the Ray's Crab.
Yeah,
Shack.
so we're going there tomorrow. I'm probably going to eat me some mussels. I mean, they do a decent job. I mean, it's not Louisiana, but they do their best job, which is good enough for me.
Wait, are we podcasting next week?
So I was going to talk about that when you asked me. So if Christmas next week is on a Wednesday, so we all have families, obviously.
Yeah.
But some of us have kids. Most of us have kids and significant others. So we're probably gonna do it on Thursday, if not Friday, but probably Thursday.
Okay.
Definitely won't be Wednesday because I would have to catch too much shit from my significant other.
So there's that. So we're casting a day late, but it's fine.
And $1 short.
Yeah. What else? So like Corona said, The Witcher drops on Friday, so I'm gonna try to catch a couple of episodes of that. Modern Warfare updated today, so there's new shit on there. I'm gonna try to finish. I still haven't finished Fallen Order, but I'm pretty sure I'm towards the end because I'm battling a whole bunch of shit.
I just bought it.
Oh,
today.
yeah.
It was on sale. I was like, it's like
Modern Warfare?
It's like $44. No, Fallen Order was like.
Yeah, but Modern Warfare is on sale. You can find it on sale at some spots. Some spots have it at 45. On Xbox, it's 38 if you download it digitally.
Fallen Order is on sale for like $44.
I was saying Modern Warfare. He asked about that. That's on sale as well. So if you can find certain deals, but yeah, I'm actually seeing Rise of Skywalker twice this weekend because I'm going to 2 different groups. So I'm going on Sunday, and then I'm heading up to see family for Christmas. So I gotta actually try to squeeze in some Christmas shopping this weekend. I don't know if Cronus is gonna need more help with the shed or with the base, the new base.
Saturday, yes.
Yeah, so I might try to squeeze in there as well. It's gonna be a crazy weekend. So,
Blue, what you got?
So my little brother was at my crib the other day, for Thanksgiving, and he logged into his Hulu, and he created me a Hulu account. So I've been kind of watching shows. I'm fucking hooked on Smallville. Like I'm right now. I'm on season 3, and I've been binge watching. Like I even got the sweetest into watching it, and so she's like hooked on watching it too. So I really been binge. I should be doing other shit, but I can't. Smallville's such a good show, and it actually still holds up. Like if you go back and watch it, I mean, it's like I think it's like maybe 12 or 13 years old since the final season happened.
Lana Lang
but
was so hot.
good. Oh, she fucking was, but there's so many other hot chicks that were on the show as well, and like a lot of other celebrities are on the show. Like the girl who plays Lois Lane in the new Superman movie. She plays a girl who's trying to lose weight, and so she's like eating kryptonite rocks shake or something.
Amy Adams?
Yeah, she's in there.
Oh, that's cool.
She plays some chick in there.
Wait. Did you see the Crisis version with the Smallville cameo?
Yes, I did.
And they brought back some folks.
Yeah, they brought back Tom Welling to play Clark Kent. I like what they did, but I really wanted to see him in the suit. But there's a bunch of people out there saying that the watch that he was wearing had blue kryptonite in it, and that's the thing that was suppressing his powers. So we might still see him.
We might. It's not over. But I think it was funny when you see Tom Welling Superman versus the Arrow versus Superman.
Oh, yeah.
And Lois Lane is like creaming over Tom Welling because he towers over Taylor Hoechlin or whatever, and he's broader.
Yeah, he's fucking swole.
It's literally like looking at like The Rock versus Kevin Hart almost.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
But it was. I love the scene. I love like the way they wrapped it up, and like the whole him being a fucking badass. But I really wanted to see him suit up.
Yeah, he had 2 daughters though, which was interesting.
But they never say like how many kids. They just say daughters.
But they do say daughters.
Yeah,
so that's true.
All right, Kronos, what you got?
We're working on Infinity Base again this weekend to get the ceiling done and probably, I guess, the taping and the mudding of the whole thing. So the drywall should be done this weekend, and after that, I'm probably going to hire somebody to do the texturing and possibly the painting too, depending on the cost. But yeah, we're moving swiftly ahead finally after a year and a half. But yeah, we'll get it done. The Infinity Base will be done in 2020. I guarantee it. Yeah, besides that, I bought a fucking Peloton bike, so I'm like 3,000% more fucking smug with my life because I got a fucking Peloton bike. I got it for K-Mac. But
just like the commercial told you.
Yeah, I rode that shit today for like the first time, and it was a lot of fun. Honestly, it's a great bike. Beyond, I guess I should have just died.
Yeah.
Beyond just like the normal stuff, like the actual bike itself is like super smooth, and like the resistance stuff is like really smooth, and it's just like it's fun to use. And I haven't rode a bicycle in a while. I used to ride my bike for like lunches all the time, but I stopped doing it for like a while. But it's ever since I started doing jiu-jitsu. But it's been a great bike. So if you have like $3,000 to spare.
Yeah. Did you see Ryan Reynolds' spoof?
I heard about that.
Dude, it's fucking great. It's like he's advertising for his vodka or tequila or something like that. But the way he does it is fucking great.
So if you go online and you look at the price, you're like, oh, it's only like $2,000. No, the fuck it's not. All right, because you need to buy fucking shoes and all these fucking accessories and shit, and a mat and all that stuff. I mean, you can do it cheap, but don't be fucking cheap.
Might as well go all out.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And I got that shit on Cyber Monday sale, but yeah.
See, and for me, doing a little bit more gaming, I think I will pull the trigger and get me Modern Warfare now that the price has gone down a little bit.
It's fucking worth it, man. This is the best Modern Warfare they've ever produced, and I'm a huge critic. it's better than their previous other fucking Modern Warfares and other Call of Duties.
I don't know.
So this is worth it.
Well, I'll be the judge when
It's better than Modern Warfare 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
2 was great. I loved. Was it 2? I forget which one.
Yeah, 2 was the one with the nuke, and you can get a nuke in this game too.
You know what's funny is I actually hated 2 because Modern Warfare 1, the first one, I was a PC player at that time, and you could have your own private servers. And I was in Iraq, and that was a big deal because we would have LAN parties.
Nice.
And after Modern Warfare 2, there was no more private servers. They locked that shit down.
Yeah, I mean, Battlefield still does that, but I don't.
Everybody does that.
Yeah, I don't think Modern Warfare does that, but I mean, it's worth it with their.
Wait, you say Battlefield does private servers?
Yeah, they do private servers.
No, the fuck they don't.
Yes, they do.
I don't know.
Yes, they do.
Wait, what is your definition of a private server?
You can rent out a server. They charge you. I think you can.
That's not a private server.
How's it?
What I'm talking about is like I can actually put a server on my fucking PC and I'm good to go. I don't want to rent out some shit.
They let you rent a private server.
Get out of here with your fucking bullshit, your fucking console nonsense.
Wait,
that's your console bullshit.
I mean, shit. Unless you can't hook it into the PSN or Xbox Live, but
you don't
it's
need
the closest
because you don't fucking need to. That's why I was fucking free. That's why I was great. This is your console bullshit. You know what the fuck you're talking about? Please stop.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're on PC, you can definitely do your private server for Battlefield. I don't know about Modern Warfare.
For which Battlefield?
For Battlefield 1 and
No,
4.
you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you cannot.
Yes, you can.
You cannot put a server on your own PC and then have like a LAN party. You have to go online and do that shit.
No, not for 1 and 4.
Show me your PC where you can do it, bro. You don't have any fucking clue.
Anyway, I can show you you've seen the IRCs. They're already up. They're still up there where they invite people to private servers.
Are you on IRC?
I was, but
How long ago?
Like a month or so. I deleted the fucking thing because I was clearing out some shit, but still.
You definitely can't do it.
Anyway.
Well, I'm gonna drink some peanut butter whiskey. That shit still goes hard as fuck. I love that shit. And pretty much just chill and relax.
You ever get the raspberry?
No, I need to. And I do need to do that. I had a bunch of champagne left over from the fucking baby shower thing.
Why was she drinking?
Wow. All her little girly friends are having mimosas and stuff, so I was like, more for me.
Are you still playing Breakpoint or what?
Yeah, yes, I'll jump on that. But music's playing. You just listen to the
You have time.
Okay, I'm not used to the timing on it or whatever. But I'd rather be early than late. You've been listening to the Dankest podcast on the planet.
Yes.
Black and Black times infinity.
I agree with that statement.
You're supposed to say infinity, Blue.
Oh shit!
You fucking up. I tried to do the lead. Tried to throw the alley oop and you fucking bricked it.
I was looking at Anita. Sorry.
This podcast is falling apart.
Old Ninja, where can you find us?
You can find us on the internet with at
No shit.
At BTI. It's BTHANBTI. Check our official website, benheadproductions.com/BTI. Check us out on Radio Republic, Facebook, Stitcher, Player FM, Spotify, Amazon. We're on there. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on Instagram.
On the internet. Not no carrier pigeons, not no smoke signals.
Now we're at the end.
You know what?